That's okay.
Muted. I'm still muted. I just realized I'm still muted because I muted myself on the freaking mic and on stream. Lord have
That's
mercy.
okay.
But welcome everyone to Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, the BIPOC POC experience, where I, your host, Blaze at Midnight, the baddest dragon queen Vtuber here on Twitch, invite some incredibly talented creatives to spend a little time with me while getting grilled in the Dragon's Den. Today we have Rainy Renton. Discussing themselves, their journey into content creation, and anything else they wish to speak their truth on. Mods drop the socials, viewers peep the chat, and be sure to follow these beauties and baddies to know where it's at. Time to celebrate and elevate it. Let's get it poppin'. But yeah, Rainy, tell us about yourself.
Wow, you're like so smooth. You're like, yeah, I know how to say all my
that
stuff.
so
all smooth.
much.
Yeah, well, you do a great job. But hi, my name's Rainy. I'm your local magical girl, and I do a little bit of everything. My entire brand is like kind of just about me being myself, sharing what I love to do, getting to know what you guys like to do, making memories with one another, and yeah, doing, like I mentioned, a little bit of everything. We do gaming, we do art, we do cosplay, we do any type of like creative thing, because I just think it's really awesome to share the stuff that you like to do with others, and you know, learn a little bit about them and get to make really good friends with people who maybe share similar stuff as well. So
You always have like such a good cadence about like introducing yourself. I just want you to know that.
aw, thank you.
But yeah, welcome in everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday so far. We're gonna be playing some Power Wash Simulator.
I've never played before.
Neither have I, so I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in this game. Well, I mean, I know what I'm gonna do in this game, but like, I don't know how to do anything in this game yet.
Me either. I mean, the day is called like our first day, so you know, much like we're learning at a new job, we are gonna learn how to power wash.
And while we are playing, I will be grilling Rainy with a ton of questions regarding content creation, the VTubing space, and a multitude of other things that, you know, we wish to, you know, I want to explore a little bit more and get some insight from Rainy. And also, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions as well during the interview process. Mods and myself will grab your questions and we'll circle back around and ask them as we go. Which, by the way, let me go ahead and make sure I have that channel open, because otherwise I will forget. Where is it? 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 I'm so unprepared, y'all. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. It's a bit scuffed today. But it's all good.
That is a-okay.
All right, we are gonna switch over. And I am going to move you next to me, so that way the folks can see us.
You can put me behind you if you need me to.
So that's what I was trying to figure out, like, how do I do that?
Let me see. I believe that if you pull yourself, you should go in front of me. Let me see if I can, because I'm behind you on mine. I don't, let me see. Hold on. Technical difficulty. Show model, you control position. Let me try controlling you real quick and then see if that, on my side anyway. You should be able to just grab your, actually, I don't know. When I control your position, you're just in front of me.
It might be with the...
I have an idea. Can you turn off you control position?
Oh.
And I think I'll just move myself to where I am for you.
Okay.
And now you should be able to go in front of me. Like, did you?
Yep, I turned it off.
So here, I'm looking at your stream, and I think if you put yourself in front of me, it should work.
Okay. Let me try.
Move yourself.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just won't move.
Oh,
is that okay? Or would you like me to move myself?
So I'm curious. Okay, so I'm curious now. So if I... Oh, yeah. I see. Gotcha. Okay. VNet is interesting. I'm learning so much about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is perfect. It's perfect.
And let me know if you do need me to move at any time, but
no, this is good. this is good. I think
Okay, good.
everybody's.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally
no.
touched it. I'm
You're
trying to
good.
close it. There you go. Okay.
You're good.
There.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, we are playing some Power Wash Sim, which by the way, hold on, let me make sure the music can kick back in. Oh wait, no. Low.
Oh, I did
There
not
we
actually
go.
look at how to play.
Okay.
On it. Break like. Oh, okay. So there's all these things we have to clean.
There's like ways that oh, you press E to look at like the different loadouts and stuff.
Oh, like extensions, like nozzles.
Oh, okay. Clothing.
Oh, and it has a little ding when you finish.
Right. This is all. I'm sorry. We gonna take a moment to like actually familiarize ourselves with the game. Oh, you can rotate the nozzle.
Wait, how?
It shows you in the left-hand corner. It goes through like a little tutorial. It showed me R. Yeah, so it said press R to rotate,
R. Oh.
and then 2 to switch nozzle. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm exploring so much right now. Okay.
Left to change stance. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, yo, you can go really low in this. All right. Oh, and you can jump. Can you jump? Oh, you can. You can. And then tab to show dirt. Oh, that's so helpful. Proceed to aim. Oh.
Wait, I can get on this little stool.
Close tablet. Okay.
Wait, that's so relaxing.
I know, right? Need to close inventory. Oh, this is so helpful. Oh, wait.
No, I don't. I think tutorials. I mean, I didn't actually see it because unfortunately,
Oh, whoops.
on my Discord it shows our names like right above the C to aim. E to open the closet. Well, there you go. E to close inventory. I don't like tutorials because I think that they should teach you how to play. Like it should just, I mean, which it is teaching you how to play, but in more of a organic way.
Yes.
Not really like, oh, we're just gonna tell you what to do.
Right. I agree. Because it's just like, I kind of still want to figure out things on my own, but like, it sort of like shows you like, kind of like how this is doing it, but like, it gives you like the different objectives to complete.
Yes. Also, I think a guy sent us a message and I definitely did not read it.
Wait, we got a message?
Yeah, I think a message like popped up and I just didn't really get to read it.
Oh, I don't even know how to pull that up. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, messages.
Yeah,
I see. Oh, I
I'm not
took a
talking about
picture
this
of the
game in
car.
particular. Like I think this game is actually doing a pretty good job. I just couldn't see it because have you ever had that Discord overlay thing that shows you people that are in the game? So our names were over the tutorial.
Yes, and it annoys me because I was just like, how do I turn this off? And I realized you have to go through Discord to turn it off. Because I was like, oh gosh, why did Discord put this here?
I think it's useful
like,
if you're screen sharing, but not if you're like here it is, game overlay. Got it. Turn it off. Oh. There. Now I can't see it. Yay, okay.
Yay. Okay. Cool.
So I just couldn't see the tutorial, you guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's so
also,
good.
You gonna go with the business name or do you need me? I thought Grouting Thomas and Tile, she's never looking back. Wait, whoa, what? Who is Harper?
Oh, the message we got? Yeah, I don't know who Harper is.
Oh, it's just weird lore. This game
has
lore?
Yes! So I found that out because Tria told me that. And I was like, what? This game has lore, and it's actually like supposed to be like either really good or like dark lore. No one spoil it, obviously, but I was just like, I didn't know this game had lore, so it kind of made me want to play it even more because I'm like, I thought this was just a cozy sim. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be so involved. Like, Wrath has lore too, and that's like, I mean, it's
It
less
does?
cozy. It's more
I'm
survival,
ass
but
at
still.
lore. I mean, I'm ass at Raft. Like every time we play it, I die so often. I'm just like,
Same.
I'm not good at survival games.
Same. Like, the bird always kills me, and then the shark always kills me, and I'm just like, I just want to get like food and try to survive on a raft, y'all. Like, why do y'all have to be so mean to me?
Oh, and then this shark.
Yes, Bruce the shark, man.
Wait, his name's Bruce?
Oh no, I've given him the name Bruce.
So, okay, the reason why I asked that is because I have a VTuber friend whose name is Bruce, and she's a shark.
Oh my god.
And so I was like, is it really named Bruce?
No.
Why does it say 99%? What are we missing? Oh, right there.
Oh, you got it. Look at
Yes,
you.
but there's
Let's
still
go.
more. It
I
says
know it
there's
was
more
like,
to do.
oh, there we go. Is it? Oh, we're still missing some. Oh, this side is dirty. Man, this car got a lot of dirt. Like, they make sure you thorough with it. Oh yeah, the back of the mirrors, as well as like the front.
Got it!
Hey, let's go! Good job. Good
Nice.
job.
What do we do?
Listen, I know this was supposed to be an interview. It still will be. We were just trying to figure things out, okay?
Oh, it shows us like cleaning the car if we push escape.
Oh, that's so cool!
That's actually very relaxing. Ew.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's happy. That's so happy.
Oh, we got a new place.
I love that.
The garden. Hold on. I think it'll just bring you with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
Okay, now we're in the backyard. All right, now's a good time for me to ask questions. So, how did you get yourself into content creation?
Oh, well, do you mean as a general?
Yeah,
Or do you mean like specific? Okay, well,
just in general.
When I was a young girl, I watched these people called Let's Players on YouTube, and I wanted to do that.
Let's
Back
go!
before streaming was a thing, because there was not the ability for the average person to do that, you know, like go live. Like, imagine a time where you can't just get on the internet and talk to people
Right.
live. That was not really something you could do. And so I liked watching people like Markiplier and PewDiePie at the time, specifically when he was doing like Amnesia. I didn't really watch him after that, but at the time, like, those videos were really popular, and I just loved what they got to do. And I was like, man, I would love to also do that, I think. And I had made videos before that. I made like a lot of anime music videos. It was something I always had interest in. I watched a lot of anime. I also drew a lot, and so it's like there were already creative things that I was doing, but I thought, wow, it'd be really cool to like make videos about it or do it for like, you know, more people, because I would just show it like my art to my friends or my family or something, but to show it to other people who I didn't know, I was like, I think that could be really fun. And so oops, sorry.
No, you're good.
It was something I had always had interest in, and then I went to college for art, and then I didn't get a job because creatives are struggling, and we're struggling even more so in 2020. Well, in 2019 or 2018 when I graduated in 2018. And so I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So I got a job as a customer service representative.
Oh.
And that job made me hate my life.
I am
and
so sorry.
Oh, I mean, it just is what it is. But it, you know, it made me contemplate just straight up. Would I prefer to be homeless than do this, basically? And then COVID happened, you know, and so everyone got to stay at home for the most part. And so I had more than enough time, and I had always had interest in streaming. Ever since like 2014, I had interest in streaming. And I didn't know how to do it because at the time there weren't a lot of widgets. So it wasn't like, oh, here is Streamlabs or something that has all the stuff you need. It was like, you need to know how to code some of this stuff yourself because people weren't sharing, some of these things. So I didn't know how to do it. So I said, I'll do this later. Then I graduated from college, and Overwatch was a big thing in 2016. And so I was like, well, what if I want to be an Overwatch streamer? Because I was really into that. So then COVID happened, and I was like, well, I have nothing but time. What if I try giving streaming a try again? Especially because, man, I'm like really lonely. I had other issues going on at the time. So I was like, yeah, I think streaming is what I'd like to try out. And then I found out that I love that even more than making art for other people. So now it is the thing I want to do, hopefully one day as my full career, and hopefully be able to live off of that and also do cool stuff for everyone who likes to watch me. So sorry that was a long-winded story, but that was the way. I was the pipeline.
No, it's interesting to hear because, like, I have so many guests on here where they just kind of, like, stumbled across it. It wasn't, like, how I kind of got into it, which was very similar to you, where it's just, like, I watched a lot of Let's Players, a lot of YouTubers at the time, and I didn't even think of streaming at the time because I didn't know it was a thing. And I feel like I may have heard of Twitch in passing, but I always associated it to games and not like what it is now, where it's just like you can stream IRL content, you can cook on Twitch, you can do art on Twitch. It was always just like something about games, but like I was just like, well, YouTube does that. I don't need to be here to, do things.
Yeah.
And then when a friend kind of put me onto Twitch a little bit more with seeing some of their content and seeing what other people were doing, I was like, oh, well, this looks like fun, but it's like it's more so of a live audience instead of just edited content. So you get to, meet other people and really network with other folks. Oh my God, hi Nilo.
Hi Nilo. I think that's one of the things I've always really liked, though, and the one reason I like live streaming more than making other videos, because like I have a long history of making other videos. I've been posting edited videos on the internet since 2020. Sorry, not 2025, 2005.
Yeah.
So I have a long, almost 20 years of posting on the internet in terms of videos, but I don't think that's as fun as interacting with people. And that's something that in customer service, because I've worked many customer service jobs, that's one thing I actually did like. I liked it and I hated it. I loved the fact that I could meet like really nice and cool people, and then sometimes I was like, damn, I wish I could just not talk to any fucking person. That would be that'd be great. But I think it's nice to be a streamer, because like if I don't want to talk to you, I can get rid of you. You don't get to stay around, So
that block and ban button is free 99, and it's so wonderful to use.
Yeah. So I just really like that aspect about streaming, is the fact that it's live, and not everyone likes that fact. It seems like, because I enjoy talking and interacting with people that want to come talk to me.
Right.
Whether they follow me or they're just stopping by. But I've gone into some people's chats and it's like, damn, do they even like know that we're here? Because you'll talk to them and they won't look at chat at all, or they won't respond. I'm like, you don't need to be streaming to do this. If you want to play a game in silence, you can do that on YouTube.
Yep, and then just edit the content later. Like, do what.
Yep.
Whatever, you naturally. I don't know what's the word. Just naturally have like a good outlet for, like, that's your personality pretty much. Where it's just like, if you don't want to talk, edited content is a good way to go. But if you do, make yourself personable.
Yeah.
Meet new folks.
I was always told I was good at that part, which is, it's frustrating because I was
You
always
are!
told, you're so good at that part, that's why we can't have you be in management positions. because then there
Oh,
would be no
yeah.
one who's actually good at that part. I'm like, I don't want to be told by people who aren't good at their job that I'm too good at my job, that they have to have me here. That's
Yes.
pretty messed up. So,
Yes.
so I just quit instead.
Very valid. And also those just joining the stream, welcome everyone to Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, the
Hi.
BIPOC POC experience where I, your host, Blaze at Midnight, the baddest dragon queen VTuber, and invite some incredibly talented creatives to spend a little time with me while getting grilled in the Dragon's Den. Today we have Rainy Renton, who is sharing their journey
Hello.
into content creation and everything else they wish to speak their truth on. Mods drop the socials, viewers peep the chat, and be sure to follow these beauties and baddies to know where it's at. Time to celebrate and elevate. Let's get it poppin'. And also, those just joining the stream, if you have any questions for Rainy, feel free to ask them. Mods will grab your questions and we will definitely address them to Rainy throughout the duration of the show. But welcome in, everyone. All right, so this is the more interesting question I like to ask people when it comes to content creation. What did your original stream setup look like?
You mean IRL?
Yeah.
Or like
Yes,
what people
IRL.
saw?
Like your IRL setup and also what people saw. So like what was the humble beginnings for you?
Oh, I had very humble beginnings. And I don't have a problem with that. Some
Yeah.
people
Oh,
that
yeah,
I met are
no.
like, oh, you have to have this and this. I was like, I had a laptop that was 7 years old that could not stream games at the same time as me being live because it was too hard on it.
Oof.
So it couldn't stream computer games. I should specify. It could stream games that were on a console because it was going through like a why is my brain not working? Like a capture card. So like my computer didn't have to run the game and also stream it. So I had a really old laptop. I did not have an additional monitor. So I had to use my phone to look at chat. So most of what I did was I would either do art with my webcam. So it was like my webcam looking down at my screen, or eventually I learned how to screen share. I had a chair that was like a kitchen chair, like a wooden, uncomfortable kitchen chair. My desk was so small, like if you were to take your hands and you put your hands kind of in front of you like you're holding a box, my desk was about as long as, a little longer than like my chest width is. It was so tiny. So it could really only fit my laptop. I had a microphone that I had bought years prior that was for, I was going to make YouTube videos, that was starting to go, and it was peak and it was bad. My laptop's fan, because I had a very strong one, it sounded like a jet engine.
Oh no!
Oftentimes. So my audio was absolute garbage. I realized it did not ask you if your stream allows swearing, but it was absolute.
Oh no!
Absolute
Go
garbage.
ahead. We're adults
So
here.
I'm gonna say it. It's ass. It was ass. So everyone who watched me back then, I was like, we were watching clips. I was like, oh my god, thank you to you OGs that did you. I wouldn't have watched this. Like, I couldn't have watched this. I'm gonna Plotty.
I know. Hi, Plotty.
And so it was like not the best in terms of like IRL. It was very uncomfortable to sit, and I was an IRL streamer in terms of like I used a camera, so I had to like go every day and get dressed and put on makeup and you know.
We talked about this before too. Continue, because I'm gonna dive into that later on. Now that you said this,
of course.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, so I was an IRL streamer. I wasn't a VTuber yet. I was just playing stuff. And my grandma, okay, I lived at home because it was like, you know, the pandemic times. My grandma, I love her so much. I love her to death. But she is older, and she is of the idea that when dinner is called, family eats dinner together, no matter what you were doing.
Oh.
So I'd tell her before stream, hey grandma, I know dinner's probably gonna be in like an hour or two, but I'm gonna be live in front of other people, so I may not come to dinner right away. But once you tell me, I'll start ending my stream and I'll come to dinner. She goes, okay. Well, I'd be streaming and I'd hear her say dinner, and I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna start closing up. But I wouldn't hear her say dinner because she called me from across. It'd be like she'd open the door and go, "Why aren't you at dinner?" And I'm like immediately, like dinner just started, like it just got finished. She's like, "Why are you?" And so in front of people, I'd have to be like, "I guess I have to end my stream now, guys. So bye." And I just have to turn it off. And it was very awkward and frustrating.
Yeah.
And I know she didn't mean it. She just wanted us to eat together, especially because it was like a mentally taxing time on a lot of people. So she wanted us to do something together, but it was just like very irritating. And then on my stream itself, it was just like I made everything myself. So I drew all my emotes, I drew all my panels, and I didn't love them, but I was like, they're done. I spent like, oh my God, so many hours trying to make this GIF. It was like a starting soon screen where it was like raining and it had clouds.
Look at you.
And it took me hours to figure stuff out. But I was like really proud of it. So just a lot of me doing my own stuff. It taking kind of forever, but
DIY clean.
Yeah. And then my actual stream had like, it didn't have any fancy borders. It didn't even have a lot of pop-ups. I would just say thank you for follows, but I didn't have any like alerts or anything until a little later. So it's very humble. Very humble beginning. That's why when people tell me, they're like, "How do you start streaming?" I'm like, "You push go live." And they're like, "But what do I need?" I'm like, "You need a microphone if you want one, and then content to stream. Like, you technically don't even need to share what you look like or use a webcam if you don't want to. You don't even have to use a mic. Just know that like most people think that you should have those things, but I've seen lots of people that are either mute and they don't want to use a microphone, or they don't want to see themselves, so they use a picture. So it is really what you want to start with. There's no right or wrong way to start streaming. It's just either you do or do not.
Exactly. It's funny how you mentioned what your original setup was, because it's very similar to mine. Because like I started my 1-bedroom apartment with a Papasan, flat screen TV, and then my PC, which probably shouldn't have been on the floor.
Oh my God! Wait,
but
did you use a TV monitor?
I did use the TV
I realized
as my monitor.
at one point I did end up. I was like, I need a second monitor. I used this monitor that had like not very good ratio, and I had to put like a thing behind my laptop so that the monitor could be slightly above my computer because the desk was too small.
Yep.
So I couldn't even see the whole monitor. I could only see the top of the monitor. That's the life.
And we're gonna get into how I got that second monitor, because at first I had just the TV, and so it was just the Papasan TV PC tower that was like next to my TV, and so all of this was like to my left. It couldn't be put in front of me because none of my controller wires could reach TV from my couch. So I was just kind of like SOL. So I had to go to whatever was the closest thing, which was my Papasan to the left of everything else and by the window. And so I had that, and because I didn't have a desk or any kind of desk space, like I wouldn't have been able to fit any kind of like computer desk. Just know that there was no space in my apartment at the time.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of ghetto-fy it by using a big Tupperware bin where I had all my art stuff, 2 wooden stools to prop up like my mic and eventual camera. And then I had to take like Amazon boxes, if not like my tech boxes that had like my capture card or like my mic and stuff, and stack those on top to prop up anything else that I needed, like a keyboard. So
I think that's early on is the one kind of expensive thing I bought because I couldn't play games, so I bought a capture card. But that's the only thing I bought.
That was the only thing, because like the camera was relatively cheap.
Well, everything else I either already had or I found in the house, and I was like, it's gonna have to do, you know?
Yep. So you gotta make do with what you got. Because I didn't even have a camera, I think, during my first stream, but like afterwards I went with the one that everybody kept suggesting, which was the what was it, Logitech C1920? Yes.
Yeah.
That's literally what everybody kept suggesting, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get this one. It is, and it lasted a very long time before it started fighting. But yeah, and it was good. But yeah, my back was killing
the umbrella
me.
Too.
Because
Yeah.
trying to bend over and type on a keyboard where there's literally no like desk that's like meets me at like eye level or chest level. I had to kind of like bend over just to like type or like do things or play games.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And so for the longest I rocked like that until eventually I got to the point where I was just like, I either need to get a house or a desk. I couldn't afford a house at the time, so I went with the desk.
I mean, that's better than nothing. At least you got one of
Yes,
them.
yes, and it was
To own a house one day.
yes, and so I ended up basically using like this little portable desk that I found off of Amazon that just has like wheels underneath it, so you can move it, and it had enough to fit a keyboard and like one other monitor, which is where the second monitor comes into place. So I still didn't have a computer monitor, but what I used in place of it was my display drawing tablet, which I actually still use today. It's like another monitor for my stream setup, just a different tablet in general. But yeah, that's pretty much where I moved it to, and I still stream like right next to my TV and desktop because again, I didn't have the means to get like a full desk or, you know, mic arm and all that stuff. It was just not in the budget until I went on hiatus for a very long time because I was also an IRL cam streamer before I became a VTuber. And then I moved back in with my parents to save money to save up for the house. And then I made the jump to get to a house to where I now have a stream room, a dedicated stream room
so nice.
Where I can put my desk and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is the first time I actually have like a stream room.
For the first time in forever.
But yeah, I love hearing people's humble beginnings because it helps others who are interested in streaming, you know, I hope not feel so pressured to buy everything, like the highest quality stuff.
Whenever
just
someone
to get
asks me, and a
started.
lot of people ask me, I say the same thing. Do it as free as possible for as long as you can.
Yep.
Because you don't need the parts or the fancy shit that you have does not matter as much as what you can do with less.
Right.
And by that, I mean, like, people can come up with the most creative stuff when they have limitations. If you have everything at your disposal, yeah, I'm sure that you'll be able to make some really cool stuff. But if you don't have the passion or the ideas to use all of that stuff, then why do you need them?
Right.
Start with what you have and then upgrade as you can. So now I have a really large desk and 3 monitors and I have lights, but it's because now I have use for them.
Yep.
I didn't even have a light before. I think did I have my ring light up? I don't think I did. I don't even think I had a light on my face really. It was bad time back in the day, but you know what? You did what you could. You started. That's what mattered.
Yeah, and I feel like lighting and audio are like the 2 hardest things, at least for me, to kind of figure out as a content creator for both IRL cam streaming, but also with VTubing as well, depending on which path that you go down. Because I was just like, well, where do I focus the lights so it doesn't look super bright on my face as an IRL cam streamer, and then like, how do I not sound like garbage whenever, you know, I'm streaming so people can kind of hear clarity in my voice? You know, those types of things, which again, it comes through time, like in time and through experience, and obviously networking with the right folks who can kind of point you in the right direction if you don't do, you know, your own research and finding the answers to those
I
things.
think you should always try and do your own research before asking someone else, because if your question is something that can easily be Googled, I'm just gonna say Google is your bestie.
Yes. Google and YouTube University, honestly.
I will say I don't mind answering people's questions. One thing that frustrates me is when it's very clear that someone didn't even try to look into something themselves, but they make it seem like they're really interested. They're like, oh, well, I really want to do this. I'm like, then why did you not research anything? Why did you just come to me? I'm going to help you, but you got to have some of your own stuff. Like, I had to research everything by myself. And a lot of times what people are looking for is just a quick Google away. Like the first, maybe second, third link. So.
Nah, I get it. Cause like it's the same with me where it's just like
This could be easily Googleable, but it's okay. I'll help you.
Yep.
cause like a lot of people I didn't realize that Mix It Up bot was another stream bot that could do a multitude of things, and they just thought, oh, it's just for chat. I'm like, no, baby, it can do other things too. But okay.
Yep.
Like there's a whole link that breaks down like all the different components that are in Mix It Up, but sure. But yeah, no, it completely makes sense. When it comes to your content, what do you mainly focus on and why?
I don't think my answer is the best answer because I do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Okay, but that's real though, cause same, but
The thing is, like, there's no, like, oh, man, we're definitely going to do this. Like, I like to play games, and I like to play them because it's a very easy way to, like, connect with other people. Because, obviously, if you have a game and you like it, maybe you'll find your way to me. Or you'll find your way to, like, one of my friends, right? Because of that shared interest in that game. But, you know, some people are like, oh, I just make this type of thing. Or they're like, oh, I do ASMR because I really love it. I'm like, I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing that day. Sometimes I'll plan something and I'll go, yeah, you know, I don't feel like doing that. We're gonna do something else instead. In terms of like what I post though, I guess it's like a lot of times clips from my streams. The vibe, I think less of what I like to do and more of the vibe of everything I like to do has to be the same. So the videos that I post are just me being myself. I don't have like it all has to like be about this certain thing, or I'm a content creator for Marvel Rivals. It's all Marvel Rivals stuff. It's like the main thing is it's me, and no matter what, if you like one of my things, you're probably gonna like all of my things, because the thing that makes this that I'm making special is myself. Which maybe isn't the best answer, and maybe that's why I grow so slowly. I don't have like streaming is my thing. Streaming is the thing that I love to do, and I want to make sure that I never feel uncomfortable or unhappy streaming. And so, oh my god, you don't have to push the numbers. You can use the what is this? Middle mouse scroll
mouse control
to change. Yes.
Oh my god, thank you.
It's so much faster.
Thank you.
I randomly found it. Sorry, I got
no,
so
you're
excited
good.
because it was
You're
random.
good.
Wait, what game
That's
did you
super
find me through? Masa? Because I thought you found me from Instagram. But I don't know. I like to, no, it didn't it told us to push 2.
Yeah, it told us to push 2. Because, like, I've always seen this on people's screen, and I never knew that you could just...
Yeah.
This is so nice.
Oh, yeah, Overwatch. That's fair. The amount of people that tell me, man, Randy, I'm gonna be honest, I hate Overwatch, but I like watching you play Overwatch. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's so kind.
I'd be one of those people, because I don't like Overwatch due to bad experiences with folks that I played with, and also some stuff that I'm still not over with ActiBliz, but yeah, but I don't mind watching other people play it because I know that's a game that they enjoy, and that's what brings them joy. And so as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. I just kind of do whatever I want to do. And the thing that I want, I guess the vibe that I want to go through that is, like, how much I love a thing. Or if I can share the things that I love with someone else. So that is like the thing that my content always features. And in life, there have been very few things that I felt are uniquely my own. And my stream is one of those few things. And so I like it to, you know, to be completely mine. And also other people can come and understand, hey, this is my thing that you can be a part of. But at the end of the day, it is still my thing, you know, and I'm not going to change it to be something else.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it does. It makes sense to me. I mean, I would hope it makes sense to other people, but yeah, it does make a lot of sense to me because like that's kind of how I'm treating my content. Because like I know a lot of people tend to say like, oh, you have to find your niche, which to a degree is like, yeah, you can do that.
My
but
niche
then,
is me.
But then it's just like people are only coming for that though. So like if you're just like, let's say you're just the Marvel Rival streamer or like the Overwatch streamer. If all of a sudden you just say, you know what, I don't like Overwatch or I don't like Marvel Rivals, will those same folks still continue to follow you?
A lot of times they don't. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, you like what you like, but that's why I tend to focus my content on being just like, hey, we're gonna do all this stuff, but just know you'll never really know what we're gonna do. And to me, variety is the spice of life. I get bored doing one thing for too long. So, yeah. Oh, I can get inside.
Yeah, and I realized that the smaller nozzle is good for that. I'm like, oh, this is how you get into them deep crevices. Because I'm like, nothing else is working. It's not washing it. And this makes sense. Cool. Oh yeah, this scroll ball thing, mouse scroll thingy was perfect.
Little mouse.
Yes. Thank you, mouse.
Yes.
So when it comes to, I guess you, but also with your streams, do you consider yourself more introverted or extroverted?
Extroverted.
Or like, okay.
I'm a very extroverted person. I don't think I've ever really, I mean, there are times where I won't talk as much, but it's not because I'm introverted or that I don't like talking to people. That's actually why I like streaming. I think I mentioned it a little earlier, is that I enjoy the aspect of getting to meet new people and talking to new people that I've never met before. And also getting to get closer to people that I've met through streaming, right? Like some of my chatters, we may not be like friends because I cannot be friends with hundreds of thousands of people. That's just not possible. But I can feel very friendly and comfortable around them. Which is nice, and I'd hope that they can feel comfortable in my space that I've created for them.
Absolutely.
So I would say I'm very extroverted. Plus, I tend to be the only person who ever calls people together for like big collabs or anything. Because everyone else is like, I'm too nervous. I'm not. I'll handle it. I'll go.
That'd be me, but it's just like at the same time I'm like, but I want to play with folks, so I'm gonna push myself out of my comfort zone and do it anyway. That's pretty much the mentality that I try to take when it comes to like.
See, I like that though. I've met some people in life that they say they're introverted, but then they use that as an excuse to never try. And I'm like, I can understand that it can be stressful and maybe it's less easy for you to push yourself out of that comfort zone. But I think as a human being, it's important to do that. Because imagine if you had a friend who never invited you to anything and you always had to be invited. They're probably going to stop inviting you to stuff if they feel you don't want to be there. Or they feel that like you don't care to invite them to things, you know? And that's not fair. I've actually had that issue as an extrovert, is that people are like, well, you'll just handle it. It's like, but I don't want to be forced to handle it just because you guys don't want to do anything. I don't want to have to be the person, because it makes me feel like you guys don't want to hang out with me if you never ask me. If I'm only ever asking you, it feels like I'm forcing you, and I don't want that.
Yeah. No, that's...
And extroverts also want to be asked to do things.
Yes!
We would actually love that.
and see, this is why, and this is honestly like a fine example, which is, you know, one of the reasons why I invited you, because I was like, you know what, Rainy seems cool. I know nothing about them outside of like, you know, the time that we collabed with Kai, and then like obviously the VTuber creator clubs. But I was just like, I want to get to
you before then. I thought you were really cool, your design, and I
my
liked
God.
that you would always talk about as a mixed person. As a also half black person, it made me happy to have someone, to know of someone in the space that was very vocal and open about sharing other black creators, sharing their stories, sharing their stuff, and really hyping them up, because
absolutely.
I feel there are a lot of people in the space that don't do that, or that, you know, actively, or don't try as hard to share that, or don't think it's really a problem, even though there are some problems in the space. But, you know,
And
So
see,
it always made me. I didn't know you personally, but I was like, I like her vibe.
no, I get it. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I told the person who
Well, you do it.
inspired me. Wait, what you say?
You do it. You do.
Oh,
I'm just,
yes.
I'm just letting you know you do. It comes through.
And so, cause like one of the things that even inspired this was, I want to say it was either last January, if not
Mhm.
earlier. Then it might have been like winter or sometime. But I was talking about like the things that Tiffany Witcher had done in the space because
Oh yeah, I love
I
Tiffany.
I feel like, and this is just me looking from the outside in and me not knowing, Tiffany Witcher fully, but just looking at the things that she did from like, the window saying like, "Hello, friend, I don't know who you are, but I see the things you do."
Yeah.
um and I just love like the fact that she was, involved in charity. I love that she, is multi-talented in both voice acting as well as singing, as well as just being her at the end of the day, and just
Yeah.
being authentically her and showcasing that even through streams. And so somebody came into my stream and was just like, "Who is Tiffany Witcher?" And I'm just like, and I think they were a BIPOC individual themselves, and they just never heard the name. And I'm like, I need you to know who this person is. Like, this is kind of a problem for me. I don't know why this is a problem for me, but it's kind of a problem for me because Tiffany does so much in the community, and maybe it may not be important to other people, but it's just like
It's important to you.
it's important to me. And it's just like, I feel like people who have made a good impression on quite a few folks in various spaces, they deserve their flowers. And I just, and maybe this also comes back from like some things that I experienced like in my leadership roles. One being marching band, for instance. So I used to be in marching band. Yes, I know. I have band stories. Don't ask them. But
I'm just grabbing a sweater.
no, you're good. But yeah, when I was a section leader, there was one clarinetist, because I played the clarinet, who was just very
Yeah, so did
shy.
my friend in high school.
You said what?
My friend in high school, my best friend in high school, also played the clarinet in band.
Hey, nice. But they were just very quiet and reserved. And it's like, I get that because I am an introvert at the end of the day. Like, I may talk a lot on stream and have the gift of gab whenever I'm live sometimes, and just yap and yap and yap. But that took a lot of work to get to where I'm at right now, versus like in ye olden days where it's just like, yeah, I don't like
Ye olden.
I don't want to talk to folks. I'm shy. I'm very shy. And so I tried, my best to kind of help break them out of their shell. And even some of my family members, because I invited that same person over to, like, I think it was my graduation party. And my uncle, he is just one of those who, he'll get you to talk. He will get you to laugh. He'll get you to talk. He'll get to know you. Even if you are as quiet as a mouse and don't say nothing, he will get you to talk. And he was doing that back then. And so I guess what I was just getting at is just like, I want to help people break out of their shell, and also not have to feel like they have to abide by like these social norms, or like, the conformity of just like having to be like whatever is considered normal and okay, and like, get you, I don't know. Like,
No, I get it.
like makes you seem like this is the only way that you can be accepted in life. I want you to be yourself, but also, network, get to know other folks, because there are individuals who genuinely care about you and also have done a lot of great things. And one of the things that this individual was really good at was like, they were very talented in art. And it's just like, I wanted other people to know that they were very, very talented in art. Like, they may not speak to you about it because they don't know you, but like, still, like, get to know them. They're interesting people, because they're not just there to be there, but it's just like the more you talk and interact with the person, the more you get to know them, and you actually may find out that you have a lot in common with that individual. So,
Yeah. That's actually why, like, I mentioned that the reason I started streaming specifically was because I was lonely. But one of the things that made me, I guess, like, what's the right word? The vibe I wanted my space to have, or the what is it, mission statement that I have for like my spaces is during the pandemic, I had no one to talk to, and this was before I had started streaming fully. I think I had been streaming, but I hadn't streamed games yet because I couldn't. And so I played a game called Mabinogi, which is an online MMO. It's very old. It's like, I think it came out in 2008 in the US. And I had played that game since I was in high school. Like, I had been loving that game forever, but it had been so long since I played, so I was like, man, I'd love to try playing again, but it's not as fun alone. So I went on Reddit. And I saw that there was a Mabinogi subreddit, and I just posted, hey, you know, I haven't played in a long time, but I'm a long-time Mabby player. I'm looking for friends, blah, blah, blah. And this person sent me a message and was like, hey, I'm actually part of this guild. We are actively looking for members, and we're in an active place. I would love if you joined us. So I was like, okay. And I ended up meeting one of my best friends through there. His name is Andrea. He's also a streamer. Well, you know, that group is gone, that server is gone, and we ended up, the guild had like some falling outs. It, for a while, was a space where I could actively make friends, and I got my best, one of my best friends through there. So it's like, I'd love to be able to make a space that other people can also feel comfortable to make friends. And Zan is so introverted. He is so quiet. The only person he's not quiet with is like me and people he really, really knows. Yeah. And so it's hard for him to talk to people. Even like before we got to know each other, he wouldn't talk a whole lot. He was very reserved. And so after we had that falling out with the guild, me and him stayed friends. And I was like, if I could make a space where even if people aren't necessarily there to watch my content, if I can make a Discord or a chat where people can feel comfortable to be themselves and meet with other people, and maybe if some people become friends, then I would be very happy that that's the case, you know? Being able to share things that they like to do. That's why we have channels for, you can share the art that you do or whatever. We can all share the stuff that we do together. I want people to feel comfortable and to have that, I guess. Yeah. Because I know how difficult it can be to be lonely and feel like you have no friends in a space.
Because you have that experience of what it feels like. Yeah.
So.
And,
yep.
And that's pretty much where I was trying to get at was I know what it's like to be shy.
Yeah.
It's really hard to break out of your shell when it's like, I don't want to do this, but it helps you grow in the end. It really does.
It does.
And you develop skills that you never knew that you had, or unlock even more skills that you never knew that you had by just taking that first leap, that first step into, saying, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. And if I don't like it, I don't have to do it again. But if I end up liking it, then obviously you can, grow and develop that skill set too, where you feel comfortable with it. So, but yeah,
100%.
Yeah, that's always a question I like to ask, because sometimes some people are like very extroverted on stream, but very reserved and introverted outside of stream. That's me.
My husband literally yesterday we were sitting and I was just being a weirdo. He's like, why are you such a spaz? I was like, this is just who I am. He said, yeah, I know, and I love that you are. I'm like, aww.
Oh, cute.
Okay, so what platforms or spaces do you feel like you form the most bonds with other creatives?
Like where I get to know them, or where I end up like actually
where
bonding.
Where you feel like you've
bonded I feel like Twitter, weirdly enough, is a great place to meet new people. But in terms of like where I end up bonding with them, it's usually Discord. You know, I'll find someone new on Twitter. Actually, I'm gonna talk about a friend of mine recently, or a friend of mine that I did bond with through Twitter, and then we became close enough to meet in person. Hyri, her name is it's a me Hyri, and she's so nice. But I didn't really know her.
No, not the ads.
Except through oh no, do you need me to stop?
No, you're good. You're good. I just hate that one he can't hear because of the ads.
Oh,
But if you want to, it's
how'd you
it's
get
up
up
to
there?
you. Oh, I jumped from
Oh,
this lawnmower
maybe-
because I was like,
maybe if-
I know there's a stool in this game, but I didn't know if it's something that we had to buy to get it.
It's here. Oh,
Oh my god!
right
I
here.
was like, where's this stool?
I thought it was part of their backyard.
I thought it was part
Here.
of our inventory.
So Twitter usually, or Blue Sky, you know, similar spaces where I think when you're able to comment more publicly and people can respond to you easier is probably how I feel I can meet with people the most. It's not like an active live chat, like a different social media website, right? Because I think Twitch is probably the better place to talk with people because you can talk with them live and publicly. But so Hyri and I had seen her around, but I didn't know her. I liked some of the things she talked about, and like she would comment on my stuff. I started commenting on her stuff because I really liked what she talked about. And eventually I was like, hey, do you like want to be Discord friends? And we had lots of similar games and stuff like that that we enjoyed. Did I finish this thing? Oh, maybe this is done. Yeah, I think this is done. And so eventually we like met up in person, and now we're friends, and it's really nice. Similar to actually Momo. You know Momo Plush, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Momo had been coming around my space, like my chat and my, I had seen her on Twitter, and then she came into my Discord, and she seemed really nice. But at this time when I was getting to know her, I was very like nervous to get close to new people because I had some bad experiences with people trying to get close to me just to like use what I have. Or like, you know, be like, oh, well, I'm friends with Rainy, so you have to be nice to me or something. It's weird. It was
that's
weird.
Awful.
And so I was kind of like not off put by her trying to get close to me. I was just more like wary, you know, because I didn't know her yet. Well, I met her at Off Kai, and we immediately, I was like, oh my god, I love you. You're not. You just are how you are. Like, she acted the same to me in person. She acted the same to everyone else. Like, it wasn't like she treated me special or anything like that. It was just like she was just being cool. I'm like, oh my god, I love that. I love that so much. So now we're like so close, and I love her a lot. Yeah, I think the best place is probably wherever you're able to talk with people in a kind of public setting. So Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch chats, things like that, because I think people act way different in private sometimes, which I don't like. I don't act differently, but you know, there are people that will treat you different in DMs versus out in public. And having a public space to talk to people or get to know them is probably way better than a private space just right off the bat.
No, that's valid.
Welcome, Raiders!
Hi, Tria. Welcome in. Also, welcome in, everybody. I'm sorry the sound effects went off. Normally are muted, but I forgot I had one button on here that does that, and that was when I was trying to like raise the music volume. Don't worry about that. But welcome in, everybody.
What did we not finish?
Oh, did we forget something?
No,
oh wait, no,
there's
there's still stuff
99%.
in here. Oh, we got it. No,
No, there's still something. Hold on.
dang.
Is it over here? Oh, it's right here.
Oh, you got it.
Well, I cleaned that. Hey, it's gone.
Ooh. Oh.
Uh,
Well, while we're looking for that, welcome everyone to Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, the BIPOC POC experience where I, your host, Blaze at Midnight, the baddest drag queen Vtuber here on Twitch, invite some incredibly talented creatives while getting grilled in the Dragon's Den. Today we have Rainy Renton discussing themselves, their journey into content creation, and anything else they wish to speak their truth on. Mods drop the socials, viewers peep the chat, and be sure to follow these beauties and baddies to know where it's at. Time to celebrate and elevate it. Let's get it poppin'. Tee-hee. Also, I got you, Hershey. Ugh,
I
it's
found
yes.
it.
There you go. That way y'all can find where you can follow Rainy Renton. And also, feel free. No, you're good, Hershey.
Oh,
you're
sorry.
good. I promise you're good. You're good, fam. But yeah, is it this? Oh, I thought it was the Latrice.
No, I did
fence.
over here. I had more to do over there, but I did that.
Okay. But yeah, those just joining in. If you have any questions for Rainy, feel free to ask them. We were just talking about a lot of things in the content creation space, and you know, also hopefully providing some advice and some perspectives on things. Is it? I swear. Where is this thing? Wait, hold up. Doesn't it have like a list of like things that shows us where the?
Is it in?
Nope, it's not that.
Oh, stepping stones. Stepping stones. Is that here? Is it here?
Is it?
It says stepping stones is at 99%.
Oh, let me see. No? Is it over here?
I don't know.
Child, where is this?
Stepping
In the pause
stones,
menu,
11
there's
out
a
of
list
12.
with parts to clean.
Oh, over here, probably. Oh, got it.
You got it?
To do
Yes!
food shelves. Food shelves?
Food shells. Birdhouse.
Birdhouse stand. I did the birdhouse stand, I thought. There you go.
Oh.
Fence pots.
Okay, so fence posts. Child, this is our first time playing this game, so bear with us.
Food shelves.
Fence
And
posts.
fence posts.
Oh, it's over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Here. Okay, fence post
So
1,
that's
it says.
one. There's another. Oh, on the other side.
Oh, okay. And
Over
now
here.
food
There we
shelves?
go.
What does it mean, food shelves?
Food shelves. Food shelves. No? The grill. Wait.
But I did the grill.
Huh?
Oh, I did it.
Oh, it was. Oh my God! It was the grill.
Nice. There was a small part at the bottom of the grill.
Oh,
A
man.
small part.
Look at us. This is so cute. I love this.
Aww. I love how you
Aw.
kind of go in an order, and I'm just like, I'm gonna run around everywhere fucking on the umbrella, just meow, 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 meow.
We
Oh,
did
we're
a
so
great
clean.
job.
Yeah. Continue. We all the money too. Okay, so we have 3 different places. Oh, there's a playground with dinosaur toys.
We could do it.
What if we do that one?
We could do that one. I'm down for that one.
Yeah.
You love this game? I know you. I was just talking about you too, Tria.
Oh, this
Where
one
it's
is
just
so
like you
cute.
told us that there was lore in this. Oh my God, this is adorable! This is great. It's honestly great.
This is so cute.
Yeah. What are some goals and milestones that you wish to hit this year?
Well, I had some very big ones, but I don't think they're going to happen. Like last year last year was a really big year for me in a lot of ways because I hit partner. My average viewership was going up. Like everything was really was going really well. And this recent year, it's just kind of been a more downward turn. Not that that's like a bad thing. I mean, that's just part of the journey.
Right.
So I made a lot of things. It was like, well, if I have this type of momentum, then I should be able to hit these goals. And then, you know, it hasn't really happened. But at one point I was like, I'd like to be able to hit like 500 average CCV. That would be very cool. Even if it's only 200, you know, like, oh man, I'd like to hit 50,000 followers, but I don't have enough. I can't put out content fast enough because I'm a one woman team. I don't have enough. I don't make enough money a month to pay other people to help me. I don't have. Some people have fans that are like, oh, I have a clip channel that's very popular. Well, now I found this new VTuber, this new streamer that I like, so I'm gonna make clips of them. So I don't really have that type of stuff. So it's like, in terms of goals, I wanted to be a guest at a convention. I applied and I didn't get any of them.
No.
I had my first meet and greet, so that was really cool.
Wait, didn't you have? I was about to say you got invited to something because I remember.
No, I wasn't a guest though.
Okay.
I applied to be like a guest at a convention, which is very different. A meet and greet. This this association called the Seattle Online Broadcasters was working with Offkai to have people do like non-in-person meet and greets at SoccerCon. And so because I knew one of the people, they were like, oh, would you like a spot? And so I was like, yes. But I've never, anything I've applied for, if I didn't, that's the only thing I've ever done that I've been accepted for. And I'm pretty sure it's only because, again, I like knew people who already were a part of it. So I'd like to one day be able to be like, hello, I would like to have this opportunity, and then be chosen for an opportunity.
Yes. Because I think you'd be great for it. I feel like you.
Oh, that's very nice.
In my humble opinion, you have the following for it. So.
The funny thing is, sometimes it's not about following. I don't know if it's just who people know. But I haven't been picked yet. But that was something that was a goal of mine. As I applied for Offkai, I applied for KomoriCon, and I didn't get either of them. So I'm just like,
well, we're gonna manifest it for next year. We're gonna manifest that for you next year. Because I would like to see you at least get to one of those. And I also saw, because I didn't know they were doing this at MomoCon until last minute. There's a few folks who, for the most part, I only know them by name and in passing. So like, the only person that I know, like I guess, and may have interacted with at least once or twice, is like, I think it's Sanson, who's going to MomoCon's VTuber sort of like meet and greet and panelist type of showing. Because I was like, oh, I didn't know MomoCon introduced this. This would be nice because it's a local con.
Wait, that's awesome.
Because like they didn't have it last year, so like I think this might have been like the first year that they did that, because I think before, I know Iron Mouse may have made an appearance at Momo, but I don't know of any other VTuber.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Outside of like maybe HoloLive or one of the corporate ones. So this is the one where it's just like they actually invited like indie VTubers, which I was both shocked but also happy to see, because I'm like, yay, so indie folks are now getting their shine at cons, because I want to see that more, like, happen more.
Yeah.
So
I applied for panels and stuff, and it's just it's been difficult. I think also because I'm alone, like I don't have a team, I don't have like management or anything. I don't have a lot of connections if I don't have them myself. So it's like been very disheartening, I guess, to apply to things for now almost 5 years. On Sunday is my 5-year anniversary of streaming. And so I'm just like, man, all these things that I wish I could do. Oh my God, the biggest thing that I'm so sad about. So every single company that I've reached out to, my biggest thing that I want to happen is to have a plushie.
Yes!
And I've seen people who are smaller than me, numbers-wise, with plushies. I've seen people with like, that are not partnered with plushies. So I was like, I think I could get a plushie, right? I want that. And so every people I've reached out to has either told me, basically like, we don't think they're going to sell, so no.
What?
We
are you fucking kidding me?
Enough,
okay,
so
but I would
like
100% buy a Rainy plush. I would. I would, because your design is
the one thing I want. Oh, thank you. I did it myself. Thank you. But it's very frustrating because I know it's expensive, but I'm like, I could sell them. I think I could. I do my best to sell them.
You would totally. This is just me just looking from outside the window and poking in and being like, oh, Rainy's got a good following. They could do it, because I've seen how successful you are with like things like your subathon and also other things that you try to get, like, you know, the community to gather together to, you know, support you. Again, this is just me looking from the outside in, okay?
No, I
okay.
appreciate it.
But I
It's
feel
just-
like you can rally folks together to help support you for that cause to get, you know, your plush going. So this is
I know.
and I don't want to go into this whole rant because again, at the end of the day, numbers mean nothing to me. They really
They don't mean anything to me
They don't
either.
mean anything.
The only thing that numbers mean to me is for sponsorships and opportunities like that,
Yes.
because they mean something to other people.
Yes.
And I really wish that it didn't, but I can understand why people will use that as the first metric because, you know, if someone somehow have a large following, then they must be kind of cool, right? I found
Right.
that that's not true a lot of the time. But you know,
And the way that I equate that is because, like, it's the same with, like, the grading system in school. Like, you can ace all your classes and be dumb as, you know, shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I really have seen it happen. Or, like, you know, fail all your classes and be really smart. Because I had, like, a friend who purposely failed their fucking classes just so they could stay in school longer. But they were smart
Why?
as shit. They didn't want to get a job. That's really what it boiled down to. They just kind of wanted to live off of other people and just sort of vibe that way instead of having to. Yeah. Now,
don't
granted,
like
they ended up getting their own job eventually because I
That's
think
good.
their fam gave them an ultimatum. It was just like, all right, we know you hate being a whole adult, but you're gonna have to be a whole adult because otherwise we're gonna have to put you out. And so they got their act together and. Last I
umbilical
heard,
cord.
they got a job, but still,
that's good.
it's just one of those things where again, that doesn't really showcase what that person truly is capable of, skill set wise or intelligence wise. But I get
Yeah.
why, you know, obviously colleges and like other people look at that to see like, oh well, you know, yes we can let you in, no we can't because of X, Y, and Z. So I get,
Yeah.
I understand the reasoning behind it, but also I don't want that to be like, oh well, this person isn't good for this opportunity because their numbers aren't there. Because again, their numbers may not be there yet. Yet
Yeah.
they've done so much in the community where if you just watch them, and I know they don't have time to watch, but if you just watch their growth over a period of time, you'll see that they actually do have that community, that foundation, that reliability that, you know, this project or, you know, thing that they're applying for will actually succeed.
Yeah.
So
No, I've seen people with like, you know, less followers that have them. So when people, one, I went with this company. They have like, it was Makeship.
Oh yeah.
Makeship was like, they have two different types, right? They basically have the, okay, we're gonna put it forward and like make one, and you have to get a certain number or it doesn't work. But they also have this other thing that's like you can like rally people, and like if enough people pledge, then it goes through. Well, I asked them, hey, you know, can I do this one? And they basically said no, even though I have friends that have definitely done that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we just don't think you're gonna sell enough, so
That's
come back when you're bigger. And I was like,
that's wild.
okay. All right. So it's been very discouraging because I've talked with a couple of places and all of them have been like, no, we don't think it's gonna sell. So, no, or it's really expensive. So then they don't even tell me the amount that it costs. I'm like, can I know? Because I mean, if you guys will make them and it's gonna cost like $1,000, maybe I can just make $1,000 and I can just ship them to people myself. I don't know. But,
Honestly, that Maximus, I hope I'm saying their name right.
Maximus, yes, Masa.
Okay. Because I agree. Screw them. Like, respectively.
I mean, I know it probably costs a lot. I'm sure they've been burned by people before. I don't like to
Yes.
assume that anyone has bad intentions, but it's just like, it hurts my feelings to basically
Yeah.
be told like, oh, we just don't think you're good enough. And I'm like, yeah, me either, honestly. But
No.
what else am I going to do? You know, I want this to happen, and I know that it could happen. I know that it's possible. It's not impossible, which means
Yeah.
it has to be possible.
No, and I get that because I too get into my feelings when And I know it's not anything personal, but like whenever I get declined for certain things, I'm like, and there has been one. I'm not gonna say which one though, but there has been one opportunity where I did apply twice, and I said, you know what, I'm not going for a third. I'm just not
Mhm.
gonna try, because at this point, I'm just like, I've tried twice, and I even tried with like just raising my numbers to help get me this opportunity. But now I'm at a point where no, I'm bitter. No, you don't get me, even if you want me. You
Damn.
you missed your chance. You missed your
Wait, I'm
chance.
so curious
No.
now. No, you can't make it seem like that and be like, no.
You
Maybe
missed
I'll
your
ask you later.
chance. It's okay, but it's fine. It's fine. If I happen to make it big one day, in that area, and they're just like, hey, we want to put no, you denied me twice. I got receipts. I got receipts, fam. Don't talk to me. Don't you talk
One
to
thing
me.
I think is crazy, and I mean, this is a little bit of a different topic, is I've seen people who like they wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't talk to me before. They wouldn't give me the time of day until I became partner last year.
No,
And then
I hate that.
their tone changed so fast. So like there was this one, I'm not gonna say who it is because it doesn't really matter. But the experience is still what matters, you know. But who it is doesn't really matter.
Right.
But I knew this creator. They were on the bigger side, you know. They streamed to maybe hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, and they were never like mean to me, but they weren't really that nice to me either. So I'd like come to their stream and they'd, you know, they'd be like, oh, hi. Or one time I actually asked them a question because I had checked, I am diligent. I had a question about what model they were using. They did not have any information about it in their FAQ. They did not have any information on their socials about it. So eventually I just asked them. I was like, hi, I'm sorry to bother you. I was wondering like what, you know, who made your model? And they were like, it's in my FAQ. Go check there.
Oh,
And
no,
I didn't say it in chat, but I was
nah.
like, it's definitely not in there. I checked. I was very diligent. I checked through every single person on your credit list.
Yeah.
But after that, I just kind of left. But I came back a different time. And this was before I was partnered. Came back, partnered, just to say hi. And they were like, oh my God, hi, Rady. I was like, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different than last time. That's a very different tune than last time.
Yeah, them shady folks who just like, oh, you're a nobody, but now that you're a quote unquote somebody, now I will associate with you. Isn't that funny how life works that way? Isn't
I just
it?
don't like that. I just think it's like, I understand if you are not interested in talking to someone because they don't have reputation. Like, right? If somebody
Right.
comes and tries to talk to me and I don't know them at all, of course, I'm probably not going to talk to them too much. But you don't have to be mean to people.
Right.
You don't have to be rude to people that, you know, you don't know. Because who knows? Maybe they're really cool.
Exactly.
They apparently thought I was cool after I had a partner badge. But
It's that kind of shadiness that I watch for folks. And also just certain things that people say, because like I will admit this 10 times over. I'm a hyper like people watcher. Like I observe folks' behaviors, mannerisms, and everything kind of to a T to determine whether or not I wish to associate with that person. And there's certain flags in there that sometimes I'll let it slide and be like, okay, well, they have this about them, but that doesn't mean they're a bad person. But in other situations, I'm like, nah, fam, I can't. That's literally going to be mentally taxing and draining on me if I interact with this individual pretty constantly. So for now, I'm keeping my distance because I just, I really can't. And that's one of the things that I had to watch when it came to debuting my 2.0 model, because before, and I need to grill you on some IRL cam stream stuff. I promise I will after this, but I'm just gonna go on my little quick spiel real quick. But
Please do.
you know, we both started off as IRL cam streamers, obviously, and
You
then
and this person?
no, you and me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you and me, yes.
So you understand like the how different the space is between the two, VTubing and IRL cam streaming. So I don't know how it was for you, and this is also a question that I'm probably going to ask you as well, is just like, you know, when you made that transition from IRL cam stream to VTubing, did you witness a growth or a drop in your viewership, or like people who even associated with you? Was there any kind of difference in regards to
I
that
didn't
part?
stream as a face cam streamer for that long.
Okay.
Well, I did. I did. Okay, I say that, but I think the issue or the difference is that I didn't have a lot of IRL streamers that weren't my friends already or that I knew well. So when I made the change, I didn't really see a difference. However, there are, and I know that as I was growing after I became a VTuber, there were people that are my friends now that straight up told me, yeah, I like didn't want to associate with you because you were a VTuber, and I just assumed all VTubers were the same. And I was like, did you just hear what you just said? You assumed that all of the type of people were the same. And they're like, yeah, no, I know it sounds stupid now, but at the time, you know, there were lots of crazy VTubers. I'm like, I mean, I get it, but you know. And I mean, I'm happy they just admitted to me, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, or they used to say shit like, she's a VTuber, but she's one of the good ones. I'm like, no, there's a lot of us that are real chill.
Yes. And that was one of the things that, because like one friend was actually really open and honest about me with that when I was getting ready to transition into live 2D VTubism.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they expressed to me, because they'd seen me stream with an IRL cam streamer face for like roughly about a year and a half, and we've known each other since like the beginning of my streaming career, and they're still my friend today. Like, you know, I don't take anything that they say as like harsh criticism or anything, but they're very insightful and they are careful with their words, I will say that, but also just very honest. Like, they're not going to sugarcoat things. And one of the things that they said was, if I switch, they're going to miss, like, the animations to my face, because one thing that, you know, people who saw me do IRL cam streams, that I did make some very animated faces, which I still do, and you can still see that through, you know, live 2D. It's just they really wanted that sort of closeness and interaction with my cam face versus with an IRL, like an avatar that sort of like mimics it or puppets it, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's understandable, but I've also had like some people who I knew as cam streamers, as soon as I got my, you know, blow up or whatever you want to call it, when I debuted the 2.0 model, not the 1.0 model, there were some folks from the IRL cam scene who were just like, oh, I always thought you were cool and this, that, and the other, and then they're nowhere to be found. It was only during that booming moment where apparently a lot of eyes were on me, and then they just kind of like dip and never heard again. And I even had that with like people who I didn't even know from the VTubing community in my DM saying like, hey, when we gonna collab together and do this and that and whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not here to be used by you. I'm really just here to just vibe, because I got to a point where I just got tired of being on cam. And right now I'm feeling very used. I don't know who you are. You don't even know who I am. You barely took 2 seconds to look at like my rules and regulations for stream. You don't even follow me, because I did have a couple of folks who didn't even follow me on any platform. Yet you want to collab, and it's just really weird for me.
I don't mind if somebody doesn't follow me. They don't have, no one has to.
Yeah,
but
you
what
don't
I do
have
find
to.
weird is when I have had people come into like my DMs or something and be like, oh my God, I've loved your content for so long. I watch all of it, and then I check and it's like they're not following me. I'm like, okay, that's, do you come to me every time I have a new piece of content? Like, you don't have to follow me, but it's weird that you're saying, oh, I watch everything, but you don't follow me on any social. So how are you seeing it all? Are you stalking me?
And
because that's weird.
And that's the thing. That's the vibe that I get. Because again, I'm not saying people have to follow me on Twitch and Twitter
of course.
and Blue Sky. I'm not saying that, but it's really weird when you're just like, oh, I've been a fan for so long, and you don't. You don't even know like any of my content. You can't rattle off
Yeah,
anything that I've
if
streamed.
someone says to me like, "Oh, I've known of you," I don't expect them to follow. But if you're gonna come into my DMs and act like you're the biggest Rainy Renton fan ever,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even follow me, how can I trust your words? I mean, like, if I like somebody, I'm gonna follow them.
That part.
If I
Like-
watch everything somebody does, at that point, I might as well just follow them. Like, I've had people come up on my
Yes.
on my
No, you're fine,
Instagram, right? Like, do you know Tony Strovic?
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, he's so fucking funny. He's a streamer. He's not a VTuber, but his reels kept coming up on my Instagram. I was like, I love these, so I went, I'm gonna just follow him because I like seeing him, right? Like, eventually, if you really love someone, you're probably just gonna follow them. Oh my God, Zane, hi, Katie.
Rainy
Yeah, my
was
whole
just
mod
talking
team.
about you too.
No, I was talking about Zan. That's Zane.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
don't
unfortunately,
pay
their
me
names
no
are
mind.
so similar, and they love to make fun of the fact that I sometimes mess up their names. But he's Zan. Zan is my best friend. Zane is a friend in mine.
Gotcha.
I mean, Zan is also a mod. He will say, like, I'm just her mod. I'm like, okay. All right.
Oh,
So
man.
who the fuck lets this get so nasty? I'm sorry. Who would let their kid play on this until they were like, okay, it's so nasty. Now we need to clean it.
Listen, that is the true question, and maybe we'll find that out through the lore, because, like, I'm curious what happened here.
Oh,
Like-
I have to go use the bathroom real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah. If we need to take
Okay,
a
I will
break,
be
we can
right
do
back.
that too.
Yes. I just need a second.
Okay. But also, those just joining stream, welcome in everybody to a lovely stream series that I like to call Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, the BIPOC POC experience, where I, your host, Blaze at Midnight, the baddest Dragon Queen VTuber here on Twitch, invite some incredibly talented creatives to spend a little time with me while getting grilled in the Dragon's Den. Today we have the lovely Rainy Renton discussing themselves, their journey into content creation, and anything else they wish to speak their truth on. Mods drop the socials, viewers peep the chat, and be sure to follow these beauties and baddies to know where it's at. Time to celebrate and elevate. Let's get it poppin'. But if you've never seen any of these episodes, we're in season 2 of Uppies for Beauties and Baddies. It's basically where I just get to invite somebody in. We get to learn about their journey into content creation, hopefully learn some, good insight, get to know what their journey was like, and also possibly some good advice out there for other people who, may want to learn about like how to navigate the wild road of content creation. But yeah, and also those coming in, if you have any questions for Rainy that you would love to hear her answer, feel free to drop them in the chat. Myself or the mods will pick up any questions that we receive from the community, and then we will address them as such. So far, we are doing good. So I got like a whole bunch of questions that I'm going to bombard Rainy with, and just go from there. But overall, I hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday so far and taking care of themselves, and also have you hydrated. You lucky I don't have my redemption on the screen, because otherwise my community knows what happens when you tell me you don't hydrate. they get a little punished. T, welcome in. This sounds fun. Happy to join. Happy to have you. But yes, I've been wanting to invite, because I know a lot of people were interested in being guests for the show. And I'm trying my best to get through big roster that I've been thrown my way to invite some folks on here. But I'm very happy that, Rini and I got a chance to do this together. And also, this is my first time playing Power Wash Simulator, and I find it funny that both of us, it's our first time. So, you do the opposite of hydrating. You're lucky I can't punish any of y'all on this overlay. I literally do not have the scene that I bombard my community with, and they get tired of me. So they can literally come and stream and be like, Blaze, I didn't drink water today. And I'll just make that as a mental note and just, punish them later. That's what I'll do.
I've returned.
Welcome back. And also, thank you for the hydrate reminder. I appreciate it.
No dihydrate, only hydrate. Thank you for reminding me to drink water.
That's right. Hydrate. Dr. Pepper has water in it. Close enough. Lord have mercy. See, this is the kind of like rationale that who was it? Somebody else who loves Dr. Pepper, if not like another soda brand of choice, makes that same rationale whenever they come in here, and I'm just like, now see here, you better get you some H2O. I don't care if it's from the hose out back. I don't care if it's from your sink in the bathroom. You better hydrate. Get you some Aquafina, some Dasani, some filtered water, some unfiltered water.
It's really nice about, so I'm from Washington State, and it never occurred to me as someone who lived in a place where our tap water is very good. I think some of the best in the U.S.
Really?
That you can't drink tap water everywhere. And so, you know, I used to drink from the bathroom sink all the time because also I thought it tasted better than the kitchen water. So I would go to the bathroom to get water. I would drink from the hose. Like, I didn't even think about it until when I went to go visit a friend. She was like, oh, by the way, though, you can drink the tap water, but it's not very good. And I was like, oh, okay. It was in California. The water here is ass. It tastes so bad. It's filled with, like, minerals. I mean, it's safe to drink, but it doesn't taste good. And I was like, oh, my God. I actually would have died if I grew up here. Because I live here now because of my husband's job. But I'm like, I have to drink bottled water because I don't like the taste of the water. It tastes like really icky to me. And so Sean will come home and be like, so did you drink water today? I'm like, nope. And he's like, it's been like 10 hours. I'm like, yep. Tastes bad.
Dang.
No, drink it, it tastes bad. So yeah, it's just icky. But Washington water, best water. The best water.
I'll have to keep that in mind. If I'm ever in Washington, that's the first thing that I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna remember this. Rainy.
Highly recommend it.
I'm gonna remember this. If it's bad, I'm going to literally be like,
it's
Rainy.
Not.
Now you
It's
lied
not.
to me.
I mean, as long as you're not staying in some shitty hotel, like motel. Like, I mean, don't go to this like skeezy. Like, don't drink the water from like a bathroom at a AM PM, but like, you know, I think drink water at an actual place and you'll be fine. And it will taste pretty good.
Fair.
Don't put yourself in a situation because any other time I'd be like 100%. I'd bet you $5 it's good water.
Just
because
say
it is.
Just say you fucked up, fam. You picked the wrong water.
Yeah, it's good water.
What is
not pond water. Ew.
Okay, now who is drinking pond water?
Masa.
Lord have mercy.
So we do have Glacier Springs, which might be kind of good. I don't know.
Y'all have the good water if y'all got that.
Yeah, comes from our mountains and snow. I don't remember what you're talking about before, but yeah.
Oh. I forgot, but it's okay because I have another list of questions. Like we got plenty of questions to go through. But what is the best compliment that you've ever received in content creation?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like I received so many. People are always very kind to me, but I'm gonna say one that happened recently because I think this was like very, very, very sweet. I mean, actually, the very first one I think would be when the very first person who ever called me like their Oshi. I was like, what? I'm your favorite.
Yay!
I am your favorite. Like not you as my friend saying that. You're someone I don't know saying that I'm your favorite streamer.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was Zane actually. People DM me. Oh yeah, no, that's weird. I'll go back to that in a second.
Yeah.
But when,
yeah.
I had a meet and greet recently, and I had someone. First of all, no one really came to talk to me because I don't think anybody knew who I was. I'm not very popular, you know, so I wasn't expecting a lot of people to want to talk to me. But like no one was really talking to me. Everyone was kind of walking by, and one thing that felt bad is I don't think they knew that I could hear them or see them. But someone, the guy who was there, was like, "Oh, would you like to talk to Vtuber?" They're like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh." And they were like, she could hear you, and you'd see them kind of be like, oh, and I'm like, Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I get it. I'm not
Yeah.
taking it personally.
Yeah.
But I had this person that came up to talk to me. A friend had come up to talk to me, and so I was talking to her. She's lovely. Mandy May was so great. But this person came up to talk to me, and I'd never met him before. And he was like, "Hi, I saw on your Instagram that you were going to be here, and so I ran here
no.
to talk to you."
Oh no.
And I was like,
Ugh.
"You did?" He said, "Because I've been a really long time fan, and I tell a lot of my friends about you because I always love the videos you make. They really brighten my day." And I was like, "Really? Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so I just thought it'd be cool if I could get the chance to talk to you. You have a lot of people that care about you, and you know, the stuff that you do really makes a difference to people. And I was like, "Ugh."
That's so
And
happy.
I started crying. I was like, "Thank God I am a VTuber right now," because I was like sobbing.
Aww.
And I was like, thank you so much for taking the time to tell me. And he was like, "I was really happy that you had your first meet and greet here, and that I actually got the chance to see you. So thank you for taking time to talk to me. And I hope you have a good rest of your con." And I was like, "Ugh." And he was like,
That's
"Oh,
so
this is something too." He
sweet.
apologized that he couldn't watch my streams as much because he had to work. And I was like, "No, it's okay." So he's like, so I just watch all of your Instagram stuff instead. I hope that's okay." I was like, "Yes."
We love fans who watch our other content. That is so amazing, Rainy. I love that for you.
So it was that was probably one of the sweetest things that's ever happened. It's not necessarily a compliment, like specifically, but you know,
no. I mean that
a moment.
yeah, I feel like that's a really nice moment to have with like somebody, especially like as fans, and to make that sort of like impact on somebody is very meaningful.
It feels really nice to inspire people and brighten their day. It's the thing that I love to do.
Yes. Oh, but going back to what Ro reminded us of, which was the whole DMing while role playing as fans and making it seem like, you know,
I think a lot of those people though are not necessarily role playing as fans as much as what they're trying to do is get a piece of your, you know, when you're popping off. And this, I've seen this happen for people who are good people. I've seen this happen for people who I personally don't feel should have platforms, but it's not about what I feel. But when somebody is popping off, right, and they're having their moment and lots of people are seeing them, some people will try and insert themselves to get a little piece of that. And it's like, why don't you just let the person have their moment and you'll eventually have your moment?
That part.
You know? And so I think they're more just trying to get something out of you until you're no longer popping off, and then they don't care. And it's like, people like that don't deserve your attention. They don't deserve anyone's attention because they're not trying to help you in any way. Not that they have to, but they're just trying to help themselves. And they make it clear that they're just out here for themselves.
Yes.
So.
And I literally just came from a therapy session today talking with my therapist about literally that, because I've been feeling it for quite some time, and I'm not going to expose where I've been feeling it, but it's been happening in various areas from various people, to where it's just like, it feels more so like I'm used more so as a resource than treated as a friend or like a person or a human being at the end of the day. And
my entire first year of streaming was like that. Like, people they saw me like growing, and they were like, "Oh, when are you gonna let me on your stream? When are you going to let me in front of your viewers?" And they were like, "Oh, you should be rating me because I'm not as big as you." And I'm like, "Well, you know, I would have had you told me I had to, because I don't like being told what to do. And also, I don't really like that because I didn't ask anyone to raid me. If I like your stuff, I'll raid you. And you're my friend, so there's a high chance I'm going to do it. But if you tell me to do it, I'm just going to fucking say no. No one gets to tell me what to do.
That part. This is not a follow for follow, please. Please no.
Oh my god, so many people have been mad at me for not doing that. So
Wait,
many people.
how they get mad at you?
They'll follow me and they're like,
that?
"Oh, hey, I followed you." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." They're like, "Why didn't you follow me back?" I'm like, "Because I don't like your content, or you don't post anything. Like, I don't know you." And they're like, "Oh, I'm taking mine back." I'm like, "Okay, you can have it. I don't care."
Bro, right.
You can 100% have that back. I'm not missing anything.
It's like, hold this L.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are insane in the entertainment sphere, and I this is also
Yes.
why, like, some people like to say, "Oh, the VTubers are the problem." Like, no, people
No,
are the problem.
yeah.
And it's
It's
the same in the VTuber space. It's the same in the streaming space. That's
Yep.
non-VTubers. It's the same in
And
entertainment as a whole.
and
It's
that's
just like this.
and that's what I try to stress to other folks, where it's just like, it's not for those, and maybe I should rephrase it a little bit better. Be prepared to deal with some fuck shit coming into
Yeah.
this space, because it's everywhere and it's hard to avoid, and especially like once you start getting eyes on you. And
Well, and also just another note is that unlike a job where you either have to have a degree or you have to have some sort of training, streaming and creating content online literally has no bar. It's free to do it. And
Yep.
so you get a lot of people that are not mature, that don't know how to be professional, that don't know how to like interact
Yes.
with other people, that don't know how to handle feelings when they do feel like, oh, someone's doing better than me. Like there's just so much that they don't know or have the mental capacity to control, right?
Exactly.
And so you're going to be dealing with a bunch of people that, I mean, I don't think I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're trying to be awful people. They just are
Right.
not equipped to deal with other people and their feelings, and they take that out on others. They,
Oh God, don't get me started.
they try and
please.
use people. Like it becomes
Please.
bad. And me, I'm going to be honest. This is not me trying to like prop myself up. I am a well-adjusted, mature human being. I would rather, if somebody has a problem with me, come tell me so we can talk about it. I will
That-
hear you out. I'll listen to you. But it depends on how you come tell me, right? If
That-
you're gonna come into my DMs and be like, "You're a bitch because you just are," I'm like, no. Can you instead of calling me names, tell me what you think I've done wrong and where I can get better? Because if you want to have constructive criticism of me, I'm open to hearing it. But if you're just gonna call me names, I'm not gonna listen to you. And you can think that makes me a bad person, but if anyone comes up to you and starts treating you like shit for, maybe even stuff that's not true, a lot of rumors, then I don't need to listen to anything you have to say.
Preach it, because you're hitting home on so many things, and it's like, I wish I can't, but I wish I could talk about it more, because you've
It's okay.
hit so many key points. And the biggest thing that really irritates me about this space is some people truly do not have the skill set to effectively
No.
communicate with others.
They don't.
And that's the key piece that you need to have when it comes to relationships, when it comes to business opportunities, when it just comes to a multitude of other things in this
So
space.
many times when people bring up stuff, like let's say a doc gets dropped, right? And it's not something illegal. It's not about money. It's just about personal stuff, right? Usually I will read them because I'm interested, and I mean, who doesn't like a little tea when it's not about them, right? Like I'm gonna look into it. I might not say anything, but I'm gonna read about it. So many times I'll read through stuff and I'm like, wow, this never needed to get this bad. It literally, I'll be reading through like the Discord DMs they're sharing. I'm like, right here is the moment that this, like having a different way of communicating here could have changed the entire trajectory of both people's feelings. And it's just a matter of being willing to communicate.
Yes.
Even when you're struggling or feeling bad about your feelings, and
Yes.
also listen to the other person, and being understanding that the other person's point of view may not be fully, like maybe let's say I did something and it hurt your feelings, right? And you tell me, hey, Rainey, this thing you did hurt my feelings. And I go, oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to hurt your feelings, but I'm sorry that it did. I'm sorry that my actions still hurt you. That most people are not willing to do that. They're not willing to admit that something that they did that they didn't intend could still hurt someone, because they go, well, I didn't mean for it. I don't know why you're being so sensitive. I didn't mean for that. And it's like,
the
I can understand
aggressiveness
there.
The
Right? And it's like,
aggressiveness
I
and the
understand.
that's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm
think
screaming
it's
internally.
Important. No, it's okay. I think it's important to, as a communicator, to be understanding of the fact that with communication, it is never a one-way street. Sometimes the way that you communicate will not match with someone else. And you have to be understanding that that is okay. And needs is like, maybe we have to communicate differently. Let's talk it out together. People are just like, that's too much. I don't want to deal with it. And then communication breaks down, and then people drop docs for shit that doesn't need to be dropped, you know?
That part.
Or could have been handled privately.
That part. Please say it louder. Please, for the love of God. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea how much you are hitting home on so many key points and things that I had to sit down and literally meditate and think about for the longest time. And it's like, again, I can't speak too much about it, but it's literally stuff that not even only me had to go through when it comes to dealing with individuals of that caliber. Because, like, there's almost like there's no means to compromise or communicate effectively once it gets to a point where it's just like, I'm trying to literally meet you at a midway point, but it seems like
people don't want that.
Do that. So
I'm just going to be on their side
here and walk away, because I'm not going to be your stepping tool. And again, with communication, it's not just a one-way street. Like you said, you literally hit the nail on the head. It takes two. It takes two. And yes, understanding freaking boundaries around that. And it's just,
it's literally like, okay, so I had somebody who I was very close to when I started streaming, who I am no longer close to because of literally communication. So they decided we had each other mutually blocked. Well, recently they came to talk to me again, and I said, look, I'm willing to talk to you, but I would need you to I need you to listen to me this time, because you didn't last time. You literally would never listen to my side. And yet you expected me to always apologize I'm always down to apologize at where I'm wrong. And I can admit when I'm wrong. But you never could even admit that you did anything wrong, right? And so we're going through talks again, and literally all of the things that I mentioned about them, I was like, look, you said to people in this space, they lied about what I've done. They were like, well, you abandoned me. You broke off our friendship. And I was like, can you go back and read what we said 3 years ago? And they read it, and they were like, I don't think I was in a point where I could understand what you were trying to say. I'm like, I know, because I was very clear about the fact that I cared about you, that I loved you, that I wanted us to stay friends. But what I needed out of you for us to stay friends is for you to treat me better. And I made it very clear what I needed from you. And you responded with, I'm glad you got to say how you feel. And then and they said, well, that was me saying I needed to take a step back. And I was like, no, that's you being dismissive. And if someone, imagine you put your whole soul out to someone and they just go, cool story, bro. How am I supposed to take that?
Yeah.
So I was like, from your POV, they actually said their message to me after I told them all of that. I wrote out a big message about why I was upset, what I was upset about, how I think our friendship could change. And their post to me was just, I'm glad you got to say how you feel. And they didn't say anything after that. Apparently I am, right? And so what they did was they went to people and they said that, Rainey abandoned me. She used me. She didn't treat me right. And so there are people in this space that think I'm just a horrible person. And I told them, hey, I didn't do any of that. And they're like, well, at the time I felt like you did. And I was like, yeah, but now you're agreeing with me that I never did. That I actually didn't do any of that. And they were like, well, I was also struggling here, here, and here. And I was like, yes, and look at my messages where I'm trying to be there for you, and you're snipping at me and telling me that I don't care about you, when literally my words are, I care about you so very much and I love you. You didn't read what I wrote. You assumed what I was saying was somehow malicious. And that's not my fault that you thought my words were not what I felt. That you couldn't trust me, even though you told me you trusted me. Normally I'd be understanding. I was like, I understand that you felt bad, and I'm sorry that happened. But also, I'm not going to allow you to think that I was a bad person, because I never did. All of these times I tried to help you. And it's frustrating that at that time we could not talk. And so now there are people that think I'm a horrible person because of all these stories that they told, which I'm like, I didn't do any of these things that you said. Actually, a lot of the things that you said, you actually did do to me. I have evidence. So that's weird and crazy. But
Yeah. And
You're gonna have to deal with people in the space that are like that if you join. It's just kind of part of the bag, and it sucks.
yeah. And it's just like I wish, and I don't know the full situation, but I wish that you and your
Of course.
friend had the time to just be like, "Hey, let's talk."
We
and
are
like
talking now.
Okay, good. But
No, that's what I mean. So like,
good.
3 years ago, our shit broke down. They came to me saying, "Hey, I'll talk with you again." We are now talking, but it's literally the frustrating thing about the fact that we're talking is that a lot of what we've talked about has been them admitting that they were not good at communicating. And so even though what I wrote to them was very mature, it was very not blunt, but like I did not leave any room for confusion in my posts. I was like, I want to be friends with you. Here is what I need from you. They took it defensively. They took it as, oh, Ray doesn't want to be friends with me, because they wouldn't read what I wrote. And it was a very common issue in our friendship where they would, imagine I said, oh my God, Blaze, I love you so much. I think we should collab together. I'm busy this Saturday. And you were like, oh, well, that's the day that we originally planned. She must hate me now, and she doesn't want to collaborate with me, and she doesn't like me. That's how all of our conversations would go. Like, I could say everything positively in a talk, and somehow they would pick up on one little thing and be like, oh, Rainy hates me. Rainy doesn't like me. Rainy doesn't actually want me there. Also, another thing. Some people, the same person, will do things like, I'm not even, kind of, Zane. Kind of. My name is Waffles, so you don't like me? It's like, no.
No, that's not what we were
don't.
getting towards.
But the same person would like go into, there was a time where I was collabing with like a bunch of people. It's like a big month-long, I'm really good at putting people together. And so I was like, I want to get into play horror, or I want to play lots of horror games. I want to play lots of multiplayer horror games. So I asked a bunch of people, hey, do you want to play with me? And I said, here's the games that I have. You need to let me know if the time and date works for you, right? And then I'll just kind of put everybody together and we'll play. Well, I was playing one game, and I knew that this friend didn't like games like Among Us, like Project Winter, games where there's deception. And so they had told me, oh, well, I would play that game, but I don't like games like that. And so I said, that's fine. You don't have to. I don't want you to play a game that would make you unhappy or uncomfortable, right? They took that as me telling them that they can't play. And so the day of the stream, they came into my chat and they said, did you guys know Rainy said I couldn't play this game with her? Live. In front of like 40 people.
No.
And so then a bunch of people were like, Rainy, why would you do that? And I was like, I did it. What are you talking about? And so then I was like, what, like legit person, what are you talking about? I never said it. And they go, you said I couldn't play. And I said, no. What I said was that I need you to tell me if you want to play. You never told me you wanted to play, so I assumed you didn't want to play. And so I didn't schedule you. And then they had the audacity to, when I asked them, I was like, yo, what was that in DMs? They were like, you told me I couldn't play. I was like, I grabbed all of our receipts. And I was like, where did I say you couldn't play? And they were like, you didn't ask me. And I was like, that doesn't mean I said you could not play. I said, no,
God.
here's my message where I said, I would love it if you played this game with me. But since I know you don't like games like this, I would be understanding if you did not want to.
Yep.
How is that I'm telling you can't play? So then we were just constantly, they made me look like a bad person. And so the thing that ended our friendship is I said, hey, individual, I really need you. I don't feel like you're trying to be it on purpose, but you come off as manipulative a lot. And you make me a bad person. Like, you make me come off as a bad person with what you say. And they took that as, oh, so I'm manipulative. And I said, I literally just said, I don't think you're trying to be, but you come off as. Then they went into a group chat that had me in it as a moderator for them and said, haha, when someone calls you manipulative, very vaguely. And so obviously a bunch of people are like, who would ever say that to you? You're not like that. Like, just getting validation and pity points. And I was like, so you proved me right? Like, you literally just proved that, yes, you are? Because I'm your mod. You know I'm gonna see this. So there are always going to be people like that. And that's what's frustrating is that
Yeah.
I felt so much better not being their friend after. What I didn't like is the fact that they continued to tell people. I tried to let us be neutral. I even told people like, yeah, hey, just so you know, me and so are no longer friends. I made it feel like a mutual choice.
Yep.
They apparently went and said, Rainy has decided to end our friendship and has kicked me out of her Discord and like made it my fault. Like 100%, like put the blame all on me. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Because in DMs, they were like, recently, they were like, I just let people know that we weren't friends anymore. And I was like, no, how you wrote it, though, is that you made it my fault. You made it seem like I took advantage of you. How you say things to people change the story.
So I'm just going to say this and only this, because we've lived similar lives, Rainy, with everything that you were said literally happened similar. Not quite exactly, but very closely to what I had to go through. And the thing that made me very mad and basically burned that bridge permanently was because the person painted me in a light that made it seem like, you know how some VTubers are literally going through the whole getting berated for like basically being openly racist and supporting Nazis and all this other stuff?
Yeah, which I mean, you should be.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Berated.
They painted me. They painted me like I supported that.
What?
They painted me like I supported that. It wasn't necessarily that, but they painted me like that to a mutual. To a mutual who felt it was unsafe to be in my space at that point. So I said, yeah, the bridge is burned. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
There's no mending that after that, because I was trying to stay neutral at that point. That's all I will say. And I was just like, after that, there's nothing healing from that. Absolutely none. It's done.
It's one thing that I think is interesting when it comes to rumors, because like I mentioned earlier, I like to read when there's kind of drama happening, or when like it's not related to me, right? Or maybe a doc gets dropped, right? I like to read it because I like to be informed. However, I always know that one side of the story does not make the story true.
That part.
I usually like to read what is written, and then I wait before I make any, unless there's like horribly damning evidence, like so this evidence is like irrefutable, right? I will usually wait to make whatever, if I'm going to say anything, if I'm not going to say anything, normally I don't, or if I just decide, okay, this is somebody I was mutuals with that I no longer want to be mutuals with, if I want to break that off, right? Until both parties have revealed their information. Because as somebody who has had people come up to me and they were like, oh yeah, I actually heard from so-and-so that you were, you didn't care about your friends and that you used them. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you knew me, you'd know that that's very much not true.
Untrue.
Like, completely untrue. And they were like, yeah, and you only care about money. That's why you let certain people stay in your space. I'm like, again, very funny, because again, not true. Trust me, I could be making a lot more money if I did things differently. I could be a horrible person, and I'm sure that would help me make more money if I really wanted the money. But I don't do this for money. I do it because I like to stream and because I enjoy making a space that people feel comfy. But if you want to believe that I'm a horrible person who only cares about money, then I guess good for fucking you. Awesome. Yep. But you're gonna have people that share stories from their point of view that are not fully true, and maybe there's some truth to what they say.
Not the full context, not the full story of what happened.
I like to wait until I have all the context, and then I myself can make an informed decision, you know?
Yes.
But I'm not gonna jump the gun. So many times I've seen people, a story gets dropped and some people immediately pick a side, and then more information comes out and these people picked the wrong side, and then you see them being like, oh God, I didn't mean to, I didn't know. It's like, maybe if you just shut your fucking mouth and waited until everything came out and didn't perpetuate this like story that we didn't even know was true.
Right.
And then maybe you wouldn't have to be making like a weird apology about who you supported and why.
And that's the thing that really gets me, because I have people in my space who I both love and support, but I understand they cannot talk to one another. They are not friends. And I respect
Yeah.
that. I respect that. I talk to them separately. I interact with them separately. And I make them not feel any less than how they are, because the whole document dropping that happened, I guess, between, you know, people who I know and associate with still, it was all a
Yeah.
miscommunication. Like, nobody
That's
was
usually
really
what
a
it
bad
is.
guy. It's literally just miscommunication. But so many people were so quick to be like, oh, well, they were manipulative and this, that, and the other. No, it's just more so they just didn't communicate effectively. No one here
Yep.
is really a bad guy. It's just they suck at communicating. That's really what it
I
boils
don't-
down to. But you are so quick to block and just paint this person in a bad light because
Oh my God.
you just didn't choose to hear out the full story. You heard one side, and because you just said, oh, well, this just seems like the more, you know, reasonable side to go with, instead of hearing both sides, honestly, you know, looking at the whole situation full circle,
Okay.
and making the decision,
Speaking
like,
of-
you know, is this someone who I need to protect my peace from and move
Yeah.
on, or is it something that's just like, man, y'all should just handle this in DMs, it's okay. Yeah, listen,
Question.
it sucks, but, you know, I'm not gonna block and ban and basically cut off folks because of X, Y, and Z.
Exactly. How do you feel? Because I have feelings about this. How do you feel when someone goes, and I feel like it always happens when a big thing gets dropped. You'll see a tweet that's like, with everything going on, if you are even following so and so, I have already
I'm
taken
not.
you down. And I'm like,
see, and
what?
there's no, I hate those.
That's so
I really hate
fucked.
those. I hate those
Me too.
because so many people
They might
can
not
be
even know
on
what's going
vacation.
on.
They don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. They could have literally said, you know what, I'm taking a year hiatus from Twitter or Blue Sky or God knows what. And you just
Yeah.
made the ultimate decision to be like, yeah, no, I'm cutting off this person because they're following. And I'll put it
They're
this way as
following
well.
this individual, so that
I'll-
makes them a shitty person.
Yes.
You know, it's like, no, that's not how it
and,
works.
And you also don't even know the fucking reason why they're following that person. You don't.
right?
So
Oh, we have a ladder.
yes, we do.
We
Please
need it.
use that, because I realize that we're probably gonna need that to get up there. But one of the things that I noticed, because I do have some folks who I don't necessarily following some interesting individuals who I will not say on Twitch, but I don't agree with their perspectives, if you catch
Yeah.
my drift.
Mhm.
And I don't like the fact that they're following them. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't think they're a bad person, because I don't know the reason why they're following them. They could be
Yeah.
following them literally just to stay abreast of, you know, the state of affairs, or for a good laugh, or for something else. Again, I don't like the fact that they're following those individuals, but I'm not going to be like, well, I'm going to block them because they're following this person, or like, even like somebody who is a known, you know, horrible person in the VTubing or creative content space.
Yeah.
Unless I see them physically interacting with them and being like, I love everything that you do, Rainy, even though you've done X, Y, and Z in this space, and everybody has, you know, painted you really badly, I'm still gonna follow you. At that point, I
That
would
would be
remove
crazy.
myself from you. But if you have no freaking ideal, I'm not gonna punish you by being like, oh, well, I got to
Exactly.
block that person because they following them. They don't fucking
One
know.
thing-
Like, people, listen, not everybody is chronically online. Let that
No.
sink in. Please let that sink in. Because some of
Well-
y'all are chronically online, and it shows.
So for me, the only time I would unfollow someone that I was mutuals with, and the only reason is that, like, there's a difference between if say you're like, oh wow, I really don't like this person, I don't like this creator, maybe it's for their ideals, maybe it's for the content they make, whatever, right? You don't like them, or if you know they've done something kind of not great, right? I think the only time that it's okay to like unfollow someone is if, let's say it was something really bad, like someone was being openly racist, and I saw that like
Yes.
one of my friends was following them, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to police who you follow. I just wanted you to know that this happened recently, and I see that you're following them. If they're like, oh yeah, no, I know, and I still support them, right? Then I can
Then you can, yes.
then you know. Then
Yes.
you can make a decision of like, okay, well, if you do support that, you know,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
dipping.
So,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't unfollow someone when you don't know why they might be following someone. Because, like you said, not everyone's online. Some people don't even see stuff. Some people don't use certain websites. Maybe they followed them when they seemed cool,
Yep.
and now two years later, they are very much not cool. You know,
Yes.
like you never know.
Absolutely.
And I guess maybe it's because of the fact that I've had people think bad things about me because of rumors that I'm like, I don't like to just assume the first thing I hear about someone is fact.
and
Because it could just very much not be fact.
and that's what affected my mentality as well with that, is just going through that experience myself helped me also, you know, not obviously not read every doc and take it as fact, especially if you don't know the full context of everything about
Well, I
that
hate when people
document that's
take-
posted there.
Well, especially because in those docs, sometimes people will, how you clip DMs. Some people can clip the DMs to look like they're in the right.
Yes, that part.
And I don't like that. I'm like,
I
I would
don't
rather
like that at
see
all.
if I'm of the opinion that if you decide to go public with something, unless there is information in that document or in those DMs that is like your name or doxing information about where you live, I think you need to show everything, because I don't think it's fair to say I'm going to go public and then only show things that paint that person in a bad light.
That.
Because you will never know fully what was going on as just a reader
And-
if you weren't there or you don't know.
And the other thing is, you don't know what happened. So I will say for this, added on, you don't know if there was a conversation outside of those DMs that happened verbally or in
Yes.
person. You have no context of what happened during that period of time. So now you're only seeing the printed receipts and the bad of that versus what was possibly discussed at another period of time where it's just like, all right, we cool, we have an understanding. But no, we were gonna be like, nope, they're bad, they're all bad, they're terrible, because here are the receipts, there you go, they're really awful. And it's just, I can't deal with it. I really can't. It's just like, I get so tired of Google Docs because of that. I'm just like, listen, go discuss it in DMs. Like, y'all are grown adults, please just hash it out, kiss each other on the cheek, and just make up or do whatever makes you feel better, because I'm too old, and I will say this wholeheartedly because I really am kind of getting up there in age, but I'm too old and cranky to be stressed about some mess. I really don't have the capacity to deal with all that kind of drama.
I think, though, sometimes as well, there are people that will use... I like to give anyone the benefit of the doubt, right? I don't really like to just assume that, oh man, somebody said this person's awful, so that means every single thing they've ever done has malicious intent. I like to be like, well, maybe there was a reason, even if that reason wasn't a very good reason. I want to think that people are good, right? Well, there was this time where an artist friend of mine was getting called out by another person I knew, another artist, for apparently being manipulative and unkind and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, I have proof. I know. And then they said, it happened 7 years ago. And I was like, wait, what? Huh? They were like, I have proof of all of this, and they're not nice. And I was like, wait, huh? Wow, you've been holding on to this, right?
You really have.
But then they said, I'm not sharing anything. But I'm not going to share any of that. I was like, wait a minute. You're going to go forward, say it's from 7 years ago, but then say that you're not going to share any of the proof that you have? This is really fucking sus.
It's the way that people wait. It's the way that people wait.
I don't think they really had a lot, because, you know, then the person who was getting, my friend was like, we talked about this 7 years ago. I thought we dealt with this back then. I think the issue is that these two artists happen to be in a very kind of niche, like they draw from a niche media. And the unfortunate thing is that my friend is really popular. Like, I'm talking, they are like, you know how there's somebody they're like a fan artist And like when you think of a thing, let's say Monster Hunter, it's like, oh, this is the Monster Hunter fan artist. Like this is the person we can think about or whatever. So they're known as like the fan artist for this space. Everyone loves their work. And this other person is also a fan artist for that and was really jealous.
Oh.
And so I was like, I have a feeling, I'm not saying that none of this happened because my friend was like owning up. Like they were like, yeah, no, I mean, I was kind of back then. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, but that doesn't excuse it. Like they were being open about that. And this other person was like, no, nothing you can ever do. I think it's lies. And I'm like, but you're not even gonna share anything, but you want us to believe you. You want us to believe that everything you're saying is true. But then this person is saying it was dealt with. I think you're just trying to like
stir
have
the
people
pot.
see your stuff. And I don't know. I think they were jealous.
Yeah.
I do.
It's a lot around that too. And it's just sad. Again, I just really wish more people used effective communication when it comes to hashing out their issues and not just, you know, go based off of assumptions just like, well, they knew that this was the case. Like, no, they might have not known at all. So.
Yep.
Just out here sneezing when reading the oh my gosh.
With the fucking cobwebs.
Right.
I internally laughed really hard, Nilo, when you said not these dusty old receipts. Fucking cobweb receipts. I still have them. Hold on.
Yep.
Here they are. I'm ready.
I'm ready to expose them. It's right here. It's like the time has passed, baby. Let it go.
Well, there's also people that'll do that, right? They'll have a problem with someone. They're like, I'm gonna wait until they pop off, and then I'm gonna ruin their life. It's like, no, now you're the one who's being malicious. When it's happening, let it be known. If you're being mistreated, obviously you should not be being mistreated. But don't hold on to it like it's some blackmail. 5 years ago, they said I smelled like Dookie. They're a bad person. Like, no, it's gone. Maybe you do smell like Dookie.
Yeah.
With that attitude, you know.
The irony of waiting till Black History Month.
I mean, what? But yeah. Any case, what is the worst criticism you've ever received?
The worst criticism? Like actual constructive criticism or someone just being mean to me?
No, like someone being mean. Well, you know what? We'll make it interesting. Someone being mean to you, but also, I guess, constructive criticism, because I'm curious.
I don't really think. Well, I one time got a constructive piece of criticism.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I've had one piece of constructive criticism because I didn't agree with the criticism, and so I just told them, like, you know, I don't agree with this. But anyway, so I had a person come into my stream one time being like, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, they kept like wanting me to like follow them, so they would raid me. This person I had seen them over the last 2 or 3 streams. They would raid me, but I don't think they were really raiding me. They were just like sending a raid, but I don't even think they were live. And then they would say, so I've raided you. Like why didn't you follow me back? Like type thing. When I didn't even know who this was. And so I made that into a clip that I posted because I responded with, look, I am happy that you liked raiding me, but I don't have to follow you back. I appreciate that you followed me, but I'm not a follow for follow type of person.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, not aggressive, but I had a tone. I was very stern because I was, at this point, I was pissed. This had happened the last couple streams. So I posted that, and this one guy basically said, like, you know, I understand why you might be frustrated, but I don't think you needed to be so, like, stern with him. I don't think you need to. And I said, I'm going to give you some context because I don't think I made it very clear. This is not the first time he had done this. So while I don't agree, I do think it's important that people know this is not okay because the what I had put as the like descriptor is like, hey, so like, can we not do this or something similar? And hopefully as a teachable moment for other people that might think this is okay. And he was, we just had a small discussion about it. And I said, well, I can thank you for the constructive criticism. I don't think I did anything wrong here. Oh, he told me maybe don't post things like this next time.
Oh,
type of
gosh.
thing, like constructive. But like he wasn't really rude about it. I like at first I thought it was just being mean, so I was gonna delete it, and then I waited and I was like, you know what? I can understand why he doesn't feel this is necessary from his point of view, but he wasn't really aggressive towards me. He's
Right.
just telling me that maybe this could also come off as bad. It could make me look bad because it was actually somebody who followed me. So I was like, I think he's trying to tell me maybe don't share things like this as it could twist how people think of me, right? So
Right.
in a way, it wasn't like negative fully. And I just said, you know what? I appreciate your criticism. I don't think I did anything wrong, so I'm not going to take this down. But I can see how maybe for future, if I want to share something like this, I can do it in a different way. So thank you. And so that was one time where I got an actual piece of constructive criticism that I responded to. Sometimes, a lot of times, people are just like, wow, this video's ass. And so I mute them. I'm like, well, you don't got to watch it. Like, and
Yeah,
that's like,
right.
that's not constructive. That's just like you being mean about it. So,
Yeah.
in terms of times I got people told me my last mic was bad, which it was. So I fixed it, but I don't think I really have anything else.
Okay. I mean,
Do you
that's
have
fine.
something?
You know what? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to think because I feel like I've answered it, not here, but like in a previous episode before. But I actually have to honestly think about that because, like, I feel like one of them had to do with like appearance wise, which is not out of the
Oh.
norm because like I already get like racist comments on my YouTube videos sometimes, but
I'm sorry.
that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just like I don't think I've received any sort of like worst criticism that I can think off the top of my head that I'm just like, man, that really freaking sucks, and that really affected me in a way where it's just like, man,
when I was having a falling out with that friend, they told somebody that I had abandoned them and treated them badly while they were having kind of a mental health issue. And so somebody came into my DMs, this person, and they were like, Rainy, you're a bad friend. I couldn't believe you'd leave them. And that hurt me really bad because I try and be a very good friend. And I was actually there for them so often. So I was like, that's not true. Can we talk about it? And they ignored me. They said, I've already picked my side. So you can tell me,
Well,
but
that
like it's not going to
sucks.
matter. And so I basically told them, okay, well then I'm not going to tell you because you're already telling me you're not going to listen. And that hurt me really badly because I was like, I'm not a bad friend, but it like wasn't an actual criticism. I found out later that this person had a crush on this individual, and then they feel that the person led them on. So I was like,
Rainy,
I think that's
please.
just karma. Because in one of my last messages to them
Rainy.
before I blocked them, I literally said,
Rainy.
"Listen,
Rainy.
so and so didn't treat me right.
Rainy.
I know that you." Hold on. I was like, I know that you. I don't want you, if you feel that I haven't been that nice to you or that I wasn't as good of a friend as so-and-so, that's fine. I just hope that they, you guys stay close and they treat you better than they treated me. And then they got treated like shit too. So I was like, karma's a bitch. And I love that.
Yes, indeed. I need you to stop retelling stories from an alternate universe of mine. You can
Maybe
take
we're
that
just so
however
similar.
however you want. I need you to really stop telling
I'm sorry, I can't.
this story
my
from
history.
literally an alternate universe. Because
This is
it's
my
the way
history.
that I'm getting inflicted with pain from hearing
I'm sorry.
it. Like, it's funny, but it's just like, ooh, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. That's all I have to say.
Some people are not. Oh wait, I need a stool. Some people cannot communicate.
Nope.
They just can't. And
Nope.
I've dealt with it so much. And I remember one time I talk about it, not necessarily like to have people pity me, but I've learned that like not everyone has had these experiences. And sometimes they don't know what to do when it happens.
Oh, I got
So
that
was
was
like,
a
you know
ghost carrying the stool, and it scared the shit out of me.
Sorry. I saw it. I realized that some people. Wait, can I not? Oh, here. Some people
Yeah,
don't have
must
the
be nice.
experience with this, And so I sometimes share stories, and I don't tell anybody who it is because who it is does not
Right,
matter.
exactly.
What
Like,
matters
I
is the
don't
experience
care.
and what I learned from that. you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to share my experiences so I can be like, this is what I learned from doing this or from having this happen. Yeah, it sucked, but look at what it taught me.
Exactly.
And now I'm going to teach y'all, right?
And again, you grew from it. You
I
grew
did.
from it.
Oh, I have had so many people try and treat me similarly that I just did not stand for after that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I now know the red flags.
Mhm.
Now
You
I can't, it's
spotted
not even
early.
going to happen again, you know? But I was sharing some of this stuff, and this one person was like, wow, you seem to have a lot of problems. I was like, no, I actually don't anymore. At the time, well, they didn't mean it that way. They were just
I
like,
know.
You always share these types of
Dang.
things. And they were like, is something happening? I was like, no, it's what did happen, but I'm not sharing it because I'm looking for you to be sad about it. And that's why I'm not writing it like, oh, poor me. I was like, just know, you know, if
It's
somebody
just-
treats you this way, this is what you can do.
Right.
If someone, your true friends are not going to be the friend. Like one of my posts was literally like, true friends are not the friends that tell you to shut up when you're talking about things that you enjoy. True friends are not the friends that are upset when you're succeeding, that try and turn things on to them. And this one person was like, whoa, what's going on? I was like, nothing now. But it did happen. And it's not about what's happening now. It's about who I can help in the future. If you're going through something similarly, you might be in a similar situation, you know?
Yep.
So,
Ooh, you're touching on a lot of things that my therapist and I talked about today. Definitely.
I don't have a therapist because it's expensive, but I found that I'm really good at being my own therapist and weirdly just reliving things and talking out them myself.
That is
Somehow I'm really good at doing that to myself.
No, that's really good. Cause like again, not saying that people have to go out and find their therapist. Cause I've you know, I've been in therapy for
Everyone's
quite
different.
for some years, and it's honestly helped me cope with a lot of things in a healthy manner versus a destructive manner. And that's the thing that I have to, you know, credit therapy for, because if without it, I'll be honest, you'd be talking to a completely different type of Blaze today. You really would. But it's helpful, and I'm glad that you have been able to, you know, figure out ways of coping healthy when it comes to situations like that.
Thank you. I like to think I am quite wise. Intelligence is my dump stat, but in terms of
Now, see
wisdom, I
here.
think that's pretty high.
Now see
Wisdom
here.
and intelligence are not the same. I think I can be quite wise, but
Oh
I think
my gosh.
intelligence, I can be kind of dumb.
Now, all right. See, I'm tired of this whole VTuber trend of like, haha, I'm dumb. No.
No.
You have some-
I'm actually quite smart, but what I'm saying is, in a joking way, I don't put myself down. I
Yeah,
actually hate
yeah.
self-deprecating humor. I think that shit is so 2010 and should have fucking stayed there. But you know, in terms of like, actually, strength is my dumb stat because I'm not strong.
Oh yeah, that's mine
I could
too.
be beat up by anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm scrappy, you know.
Now
but-
Blazette though, she ripping folks to shreds. I'll put that out there.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
but no,
Oh.
I
thought my game
get what
crashed.
you're saying.
Whoa,
Also-
do you ever have it where people try and, I don't know, I get this so much. I get this, I feel like so much, but so there are people, I don't often block people. And I'll tell you why. Because when you block people that are problematic, they will usually use the fact that they're blocked to gain pity from other people by then posting the fact that they're blocked and being like, oh my God, so-and-so blocked me. It's like, I'm not going to be used for your story, right? So I hit him with the mute. I hit him with the mute so I don't got to see their shit. But also, they don't even know that they're blocked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get lots of people that come into my post and like try and bait me into saying shit or bait me to be angry. Like this one person, I posted something about like, hey, having an excuse for something is very different than having a having a reason for something is different than having an excuse. Like, stop making excuses for why you don't stream. Stop making excuses for why you can't get shit done. Stop making excuses for why you don't go to bed on time, right? And this one person gets mad at me and is like, excuse me, sometimes it's not an excuse. And I said, okay, then that's it. It's not an excuse. Well, I can't blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, again, if it's not an excuse and this isn't about you. And they were like, I think that you calling it excuses is going to hurt people's feelings.
Bro.
You're hurting people's feelings by saying that it's excuses. And then I had to post another thing that was like the definition of excuse versus the definition of reason. Because she tried to come in and be like, well, some people are really busy. I was like, exactly. If you actually have shit going on, cool. You have a very legitimate reason why you can't do something.
Right.
But I didn't talk about the fucking reasons. I'm talking about you sitting on your couch saying, oh, I want to stream, and you having the time to do it because you're not doing anything, and then getting upset when you're like, oh, I just don't have the time. You do have the time, bitch. You don't want to do it.
Oh my God.
So I hit those people with the mute. But it's always someone who either wants to bait me or they want to like turn it into something about them. And like this other person got mad for like the same type of post. And I just said, they're like, well, sometimes I have blah, blah, blah. And I said, then this post is not about you.
Yeah.
And they just did not answer again. And I'm like, maybe it ain't about you.
I literally had something like that happen, but in a different manner where I was expressing my discomfort for playing Monster Hunter Wilds because they said that they would put in an arachnophobia mode, which they did. But it
like
only
slimes,
affects,
right?
yeah, it only affects the smaller things. And all I said was, you know, I just wish that game developers would, you know, sometimes
I have very
think
big
of
arachnophobia mode, so I get that.
Yeah, just think of accessibility because that's a pretty popular phobia for folks to have. And if you're going to implement that in your game, you know, follow through with it with, you know, that sort of feature. And so this person comes in, and this ironically happened on Blue Sky and not Twitter. But they came in and they were just like, well, they have them feature. What are you bitching about? I'm like,
huh?
Do you even know what that feature does? Do you even know what that feature does? And they're just like, well, yeah, no. I mean, like, it's there though. And, you know, there's literally a mode in there. It's just like, does it work to the way that most people who have this phobia has it? And it's just like, I don't know what you're on about. It's just like, it literally says it in the game that you can turn this on and deal with it. And it's like, they're not that bad. I'm like,
but go look at it. Some people have varying levels of arachnophobia. Like, I'm with you. I'm like, some people have varying levels.
And that's the thing that I need other people to understand, because even Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, which is a very great game, which I highly recommend anybody who loves co-working to pick it up, they have a demon in that game. It does not trigger it for me, but I know possibly it'll trigger it for my homegirl because she has a different level of phobia than me when it comes to that sort of thing. And it also triggers it for somebody else who I know who said, yeah, I can't pick up that game because I don't want it in there. I don't want to see it. And it's just like, that's valid.
Some people I know don't like spiders, but they like tarantulas. I don't even really like tarantulas. Like, I don't like spiders. I don't. And like, I'm happy if you do, but I don't. And so I'll have people be like, but this one's cute. There's only one spider-like creature that does not freak me out that I know of, and it's in Mabinogi. And I'm surprised that it doesn't. I don't know if it's because it's really fluffy and small, and it doesn't move fast. It just does not trigger it for me. But most spiders 100% do, you know?
Have you... Oh, sorry.
Scorpions? Oh, no, I read a chat message. Scorpions, not as much. I don't know what it is about spiders, but I don't like it because I also like snakes. But I have homies that hate snakes. They hate anything that looks like a snake. And I'm like,
same.
Okay, I love snakes, but I'm just not going to show you snakes, you know?
Exactly. And that's how I treat it too, because like, I love snakes. I cannot stand spooters. But no! I got kicked out. It said the game session was closed by the host.
I did not. I'll re-add you. It's okay. I'm still in there. I think mine was lagging because it kept stopping me And then I had to wait, and I was like, "What's happening?" Oh, here, you should let me turn on allow. Yes, confirm. We're still in the same one though. Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay.
You should be able to rejoin. All right, maybe I can add you. There you
It's
go.
like I was having my nice, comfy, cozy session of like Power Wash Sim. Oh, I forgot Steam does this weird thing.
Yeah, no, I think some people out there are literally just like they want to have a reason to fight without actually looking into anything.
Yeah.
And I found that some people are just actually really stupid. Like another thing is I saw with the accessibility. Okay, so I saw that people are really angry at I think it was Elden Ring when it came out because they were like, Elden Ring is not accessible, and I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? You know, I don't really play it, but what do they mean? And they were like, it's too hard, and I was like, wait, what? Huh? And then I saw people being like, yeah, it's not accessible. I haven't been able to beat it. And I'm like, do you all understand what the fuck accessibility means? Because
Yes.
I'm going through the game. I'm like, it has, what's it called? It has, what, colorblind. It has like you can
Yep.
change where your stuff. Yeah, like, it has all the accessibility options. And I was like, a game being too difficult is not a fucking accessibility option.
That part.
They don't need to make the game easier. Like, I understand if it's unfortunate that you really want to play this game and it's hard for you. That's the whole point of this game, is to learn how to get good. That's the whole game is you have to learn to get good at it. If this game doesn't work for you, go watch someone play it if you want to know the story that's better than you. Or
Yep.
get good. Or play another game. Maybe someone's not going to like a different game, but it's like sometimes people argue about shit that's not even right. Ah!
Yeah. People are frustrating.
Yes.
But also, real quick check-in. How are
Yeah.
we on time?
I can give another 30 minutes if that is, or like another, like until 5:30 or 8:30 your time.
Okay,
Is
perfect.
that okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
no, that is fine. I'm enjoying myself. I
Me
hope you
too.
are too.
I am having a great time. If it wasn't the fact that I had something else to do, I would stay longer.
No, you're good. You're good. And plus, there's, like you said, there's plenty of opportunities where I can now reach out to you. Well, I mean, I did this for this, but still, I can reach out to you more, to play games. So once my
Yes.
schedule isn't so hectic and busy, because every time I feel like, oh yay, I have a month that's free and I can hang out with folks, it ramps up again, and I'm just like, I hate it here.
Yeah.
I hate it here. I wanted to spend time with folks. Because I wanted to do another Uppies for Beauties and Baddies episode with another guest this month. But then in actuality, I realized how packed my schedule would be between like... and I guess this is now going to be my question to you. Is just like, how do you manage your time? Like, how do you best manage your time? Because I know for me... I'm balancing between being an admin for BGC, which I love. I'm not giving that up.
What's that?
Brown Girl Gamer Code. So it's a
cool.
safe space for women of color and femmes who love tech, video gaming, and just, they share a lot of, likes in between those sort of like interests. So I've been a part of that since 2020, I think. I had to think about it because I have to remember when I got my acceptance into that community. But no, I decided to be an admin because just like the person who's over it is actually someone who you know, which is Yo Brandy from, yeah. So
Yo, Brandy?
yeah, from the Twitch Creator Clubs. One of the,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So she runs it. I think she does that, and also another community for like, it's not, I don't think it's Scream Reapers. It might be Scream Reapers. I can't remember. But yeah, she's a part of that, and she's done a fantastic job of curating that community to where it's just a bunch of lovely individuals in there, and I just really, support a lot that goes on there, and I just want to see it thrive and just grow to
Yeah.
even higher heights than it is now. And so
Hell yeah.
I participate in that, and then also I have my own stream stuff, and then on top of that, I'm trying to play catch up with like a lot of content creation stuff. But then on top of that, I also have like art stuff that I'm trying to play catch up on, and then on top of that, I have like some collabs that I want to like plan out for like other folks throughout the month, but like not overwhelm myself with said collabs. So it's just sometimes my plate is full, and then at some point I have to just say like, listen, I love you, I just do not have the time this month. We can
The
try
spoons are
again
not
at
there.
a later, yeah, we can try again a later month because this is not it right now.
Yeah. For me, I don't recommend doing anything that I do. Just gonna be straight up honest. I tell people that like I am not what should be expected. I'm just built different. And I think that is because of the fact that I grew up very poor. And also, not just because of how I grew up, but also in my college that I went to, they were very much a, if you're not constantly working, you're failing, you're wasting your time type of dealio. That is a whole traumatic thing that I had to deal with because, I won't even get into it. It's just, my college was very like, either you pass or you don't. And it was very expensive and it was stressful, in not great ways. And so I wake up and I work until I go to bed, which I normally wake up at like noon. I work until 5 a.m. usually. And that is cut between, sometimes I do streams. If I'm streaming in a day, I'm still doing other stuff. Oftentimes I'm having to answer commissioners' questions. I do a lot of paintovers as I'm an artist myself, so I'm very involved in that process. Sometimes that takes hours depending on what I'm doing. I also have to edit my own clips because I do not have a team of my own stuff. I am active in my own Discord. I plan events for us to do, and unfortunately I haven't been able to plan as many.
Yep.
But we have like movie nights every Monday that I have to, that I like to actually run, but that I have to like plan a movie for, or if we finish something, I have to like choose the next thing that we're gonna watch. I have to also post across all my other socials, which I have like an Instagram, a TikTok, and a YouTube, a Twitter, a Blue Sky, a Threads, like all of that on my own. Oftentimes I don't remember to eat. So that's bad. Or I don't drink enough water, like I explained, but I'm trying to be better about that, you know? But I also do like commission consultations for people that are looking to, they might be like, oh, I don't know what to do with my content. I don't know what my brand is. And I will take commissions for those. So sometimes I have to go do that type of stuff. And usually I'm like, just so you know, they'll usually ask like, so what do you do? How do you do it all? I'm like, I don't recommend doing what I do. Because I do a lot and it's very stressful, and not everyone has the spoons for it, but I like force myself to kind of have it, because I do want this to be successful, and I hope that one day it can be my full-time job. I'm really working hard to make that happen. And so yeah, I just try and fit every single thing into my day, and I sleep only once I feel that enough is done.
That's honestly so real, because that's kind of the same sort of like vibe that I'm on, because
and I help with Voop chat too, and obviously like we're both part of the
that's
Vtuber
what
Creator Club.
So that's
and I was helping with the in the Black Guild creator, or in the Black Guild, we were talking about VTuber stuff, and I haven't been able to help with that in a little while because I've been busy with things, but it's just like I like to take on other stuff as well because I enjoy helping. So and I like being a part of things because I think it's fun to help. So.
That part, like, no, honestly, that's literally the reason why I enjoy like spaces like BGC, the Twitch creator clubs, and even like trying to put together stuff for like Mix It Up, because like I still need to do that. I've been slacking on that, but I did put together like a whole document because I'm just like, I love tech and I love talking about tech, and anytime you give me a chance to like ramble on about tech, I'm very happy. It's just trying to find the time to sit down and do it, because I have so many ideas of like short form content that I want to do, when it comes to
Yeah.
like covering like different, assets and stuff that I use in my day-to-day life that I feel like would also be beneficial and helpful to other folks, because like one of the things that I, you know, really like enjoy talking about as of late is Notion, because I use it
Oh, love Notion.
pretty heavily, especially when it comes to auditing stuff that I make purchases on when it comes to my content. And so
Yes.
I put together like a whole purchase tracker where it's just like, the artist that I got it from, or like the vendor that I got it from, the time of date of when I made the purchase, um, what is it, the cost of the item. And then I even like started writing formulas that look at my computer timestamp to determine like, what my monthly expenses look like without me having to ever touch that code again. So every
that's
month
nice.
when, it rolls over to the next month, I automatically see like what I spent last month, and then also what I spent the current month, which is very
Yeah.
nice. Because I'm just like, please, just automate it for me so I don't have to lift a finger, and it just does it right there.
Yeah,
Just
that's
right
really
there.
nice.
So, but yeah, I would like to do more of that once I actually have the spoons and time to sit down and do a lot of those things, because I do enjoy helping people, but also I am a little bit of the mindset is just like, please don't basically use me again as a resource and then just like throw me away. It's just like, okay, well,
Oh,
I've
I
gotten
also do
everything.
content creator classes on my Discord. That's another thing I do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so lots of things. But yes, I know, I completely understand that. 100%.
Because I was actually about to ask you, like, what
Mhm.
what is your experience when it comes to like basically, I don't know if the right term is like being a mentor in the content creation space, or would it be like consultant? Like, how would you define that? And can you share a little bit more about your experiences in that area?
Yeah. So I've only been doing consultations like for money for
Mm-hmm.
probably about, I don't know when I started my VGen, but I think for like 6 months. And I hit like, I think 17 recently, which makes me really happy.
Nice.
In terms of for money, only like 6 months, but I was helping a lot of people before then. I have actual experience as a teacher. So like, I think just helping and wanting to assist other people comes naturally to me
Mm-hmm.
for that. But I used to do just talks on my channel about like things that I like, because I am passionate about content creating, and just I think that everyone should have a creative thing that they do, even if it's not like streaming. If you do art, how can you monetize that? If you want to monetize it, if you if you want to do it like as a full-time job, if you want to do music, if you want to do whatever. So if I can in some way help that, or help people do that, or like I tell people all the time, some people come into my chat and they're like, "Oh man, VTubing, I've been interested." I'm like, "Join my Discord. I will literally help you, like figure it out, because it's really fun and I think it's awesome, and I want more people to be involved in it. And the more people that are involved in it, the less weird it becomes. So then you won't have that issue that we talked about earlier, where people are like, "Oh, VTubers," you know."
Oh gosh, they just stereotype all of us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I feel like I have quite a bit of experience in it. I'm just happy that anyone pays me at all, that someone would, feel confident to pay me. Because also, I don't know if it's just like the way I was always taught. I never want someone to leave a consultation with me thinking that it was a waste of money.
Oh yeah.
That's like the thing that I don't do. So I try and be very thorough. I give notes. I will look at like, here's the current content that you have. If I was coming to you as a completely new person, what would make me stay? What I don't think would make me stay? And I'm just honest. I had somebody who got a consultation from me. It was actually a free one because I was doing a giveaway. And they were like, "Some of this stuff that you wrote is really hard to hear." And I was like, "I'm sorry." And they're like, "No, it was stuff I needed to hear. But I appreciate that you were honest." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, my goal here is to help you, whether you pay me or not." And this was a free one because it was a giveaway, but it's like, I want to help you be a better creator.
Yeah.
And right now it doesn't feel like you're really putting anything out there. Like I wouldn't be able to find you. Your names are all different. It was like a lot of stuff like that. So
Yeah. Very sound advice.
I mean, I hope I can give sound advice, make people feel more confident in being themselves. You know.
Hmm. Welcome in, Pass. Also, I realized I
Hello.
haven't done my intro lately. But welcome everyone to Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, the BIPOC POC experience where I, your host, Blaze at Midnight, the baddest dragon queen, Vtuber on Twitch, invite some incredibly
yay.
talented creatives to spend a little time with me while getting grilled in the Dragon's Den. Today we have Rainy Ranton discussing
Hello.
themselves, their journey into content creation, and anything else they wish to speak their truth on. Mods drop the socials, viewers peep the chat, and be sure to follow these beauties and baddies to know where it's at. Time to celebrate and elevate. Let's get it poppin'. Yeah. But yeah. I know we're close to the 30.
Yes. I think we're
mark.
at the 30-minute mark.
Yes. So I am going to start asking you some maybe harder, but also very insightful questions. So, when it comes to analytics, money, or community, which one do you value, or do you try to find a balance between all three when it comes to content creation?
Analytics, money, and community.
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like for me, my community matters the most, like making a space that people feel comfortable. But obviously, we live in a society where I have to pay people to be able to live. So, like, money matters just enough where it's like, I want to eventually make enough money that I no longer have to do other stuff. Like, I'd like to just be able to stream and just do the streaming part and then have other people make my other content, such as taking my clips and editing them or something like that. But the money does not matter. I think out of all three of those, the money matters the least to me. Because it's like money will come eventually, right? If you give a good product, money will follow. But what's more important is that you give that good quality product. And that's why I like to focus on my community. And obviously analytics are important because that's what sponsorships and stuff look at. But yeah, I mentioned this one time. I got asked to sponsor something. And I don't even know how much money it was for, but it was something I just was not interested in. And so I said, no, thank you. I'm okay. And they were like, well, we'll give you like this, and this. And I said, yeah, no, it's not something that I ever use. So I'm not really interested in it. So no, thank you. And then I told that on stream, and somebody was like, well, why didn't you take it? And I said, because I wouldn't want to, like, I personally don't like advertisements. I would not want someone that I look up to try and sell me shit that they wouldn't even use. Because that's just disrespectful.
It's like, here, use this crap I don't even use. It's like,
yeah, or like I wouldn't even pretend to use it, you know, because I just don't think that's right. And I care more about people than I care about making money, which is probably why I will never be a billionaire, because the only way you can become a billionaire is if you don't give a fuck about people. So if I stay poor,
that's so sad, but honestly true.
it's the only way people become billionaires. There's no way that you become a billionaire, which is $999 million for people who don't realize how much money that fucking is. There's no way you become that rich without putting so many people down or taking advantage of everyone around you.
Yes.
There's just no fucking way.
Yeah. And because I'm going to be honest. So I know Advanced GG has been reaching out to a lot of folks, and what I was reached out relatively early regarding that, and I was just like, I've never used Advanced GG, but I haven't heard anything, bad about them. And also, I'm of the mentality of just like, I'm willing to try it once. And if I don't like it, I can always just be like, yeah, this ain't for me, and move on.
Yeah.
And so I gave it a try, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna try the thing. And I actually ended up really liking it.
Me
lot
too.
more than I expected, and I was just like,
I was the same.
So
they reached out to me, and my person was like, they were like, oh, are you interested? And I said, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really drink energy drinks.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay, well, we have these other ones. I actually really like their hydration one. And so I was like, I am interested in. After they sent me some for free, I tried it and I was like, no, this is fire, and I like the hydration
Yeah.
one. So I am willing. The fact that I'm willing to drink it and like it, I will sell it to my community.
Yep.
You know, I will say that I use it. Not that they need to buy it, but you know, I will promote it because I do quite enjoy it.
Yes. And that's how I feel, especially now, because the other day I thought about it because I really love their energy and their focus ones because they help
Yeah.
me get through the workday. And
Yeah.
I realized ever since I started using both of their products, I'm sorry, this was not supposed to be an Advanced GG product placement, but
Yo, wait, what's your
considering-
code? what's the code?
I mean, you
use,
can get to the
Rainy Renton
code.
on Advanced GG, and you can also use. I'll just check your About Me section. Is there one in here?
I mean-
Blaze X Midnight 10
There's
at Advanced GG or Rainy Renton
There's a
at
whole
Advanced
command.
GG. So you know, I mean, since we're talking about it, since we're both sponsored by Advanced GG, thank
Yeah.
you, Advanced GG.
But yeah, no, they help wean me off of energy drinks. It's really shocking because like I have energy drinks sitting in my fridge right now and it's like it's not like Red Bull or anything of that nature. It's like organic energy drinks. But I got to a point where the acidity properties in them started doing a number on my health, which is kind of bad. So, when I started switching over to using their energy products, I was like, oh, this is actually working. I'm actually staying awake and I'm actually staying energized. I like this. And I've been basically using those supplements to stay awake during those times where it's just like, oh man, it's a little bit late for me. I'm tired. I kind of want to, you know, I feel like I need more rest or something of that caliber.
And if
all I
you're
need to
getting
do is just
tired, you
take
can
that.
then use the Sleep
Yeah,
Advanced GG, which you can also
yes, because I have that too. Because sometimes I have trouble sleeping, and I'm just like, well, let me use this, and that ish actually did make me drowsy, and I was like, oh, I see.
get. Yeah.
I see. I guess I can get behind this and promote the stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
No-
I feel
oh.
the same.
So there's a thing since I saw Tria brought it up.
Don't do gamer subs.
Stay away from them for a bit, and that's all I will say because some of the folks that we'll put it this way, some of the folks who are under there, very racist, very
Inch.
you know, supportive of
Inches.
other things. So,
Wait, is it this one?
oh wait.
It says that there's something dirty on the bench. Oh, it's underneath.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
was like,
No,
where
sorry,
is it
I
a
was
bench?
like,
I'm sorry.
no. I literally was looking for the bench because it was like, there's something on the bench still, and I was like,
Yeah.
what bench? Where?
No. Oh yeah, no, you're good. No, you're good, Tria. Because yeah, I just found that out myself relatively recently, and there's
There's a lot going on with that. That's all I will say.
but yeah, do your homework, do your research, and go from there.
Yeah.
So how have you not noticed the Raihan that is my hubby. That is my lore hubby. I love him. I love him so much. I love Raihan. But this
Alright,
ain't about me. This is
climbing
about
pole.
Rainy.
Sorry, I'm like looking at our thing. I'm like, we have the climbing pole and the climbing pole guards. Climbing pole guards.
I know the inside of this playhouse thing is still dirty,
Climbing.
so I'm trying to like.
Oh my God, there's so
clean
much
this.
here. Oh God.
Oh gosh, I didn't even realize that over
I
there.
know, me either.
Oh hey, I got the climbing pole thing right here.
Yay!
Working on this.
I want to,
in a
before we
portion.
leave, at least get to finish this.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But oh, see, I'm getting distracted. But
we have like
moving on.
15-ish minutes. I feel like you wanted me to remind you of something at like the.
Because I wanted to touch on like some more
Oh, yeah.
deeper level questions. So we'll start with the bare bones one. What tips have you learned as a content creator that you could share with other people?
I guess it depends on what people want to do. I feel like there's lots of
What
things, but
what
I
are
feel
what are your best tips? I feel like that you feel like
Here's a
others should
tip.
know.
here's a tip. There is an audience and market for literally every single person.
Yes.
This is a pro because it means you can be yourself, but it's also a con because it means awful people also have audiences.
Yep.
So, what I mean by that is just like, if you want to do this or you want to be an artist or whatever, or you want to do anything creative, the important part of what you share with people is your voice, the things that you want to share. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do. You don't have to copy anyone. You don't have to be a Shy Lily clone. You don't have to, copy what somebody else has already done. You can do something entirely unique or be inspired by someone, but not copy everything that they're doing.
Yes.
And still be successful. I know it might take longer, but I think it's more worth it also, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mentioned that last one
100%.
because goodness gracious, the amount of I like Shy Lily. But
I
the
did-
amount of people I've seen that are just like literally a Shy Lily recolor, I'm like, dude, where's your own shit? Let her be her.
If not Iron Mouse, if not another clone of something else. Because
Yeah.
I've seen it kind of like all over the place, but like at the same time, granted, because I know the whole design debate has come back, and it's the way that I still jokingly want to like just drag YJ Bay, Malachi, and Fitness to Cause, and just be like, yeah, I'm calling all of them out. I'm writing a 10-page document. You know what? 30-page document about how these black blue-haired VTubers copied my style. And
I cannot
I
believe
just
that your
I just
friends
want you
look
to know.
identical to you.
Yes, like I'm the only person that can have blue in my design, and no one else. God, this thing is dirty over here. And no one else. So take that. It's like I don't care what you guys think. They're all copying me.
Okay, we're at 99%. What do we need?
There's
Climbing pole guard. What the frick is the pole guard? Oh, under the slide? I thought I did the slide. I thought I did under the slide.
This part is dirty right here, though. This whole house.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay.
Small bridge guards. Oh, here.
So what is one thing that you feel that helped you grow as a content creator?
Oh, I think we're not close enough. I don't think the water's hitting it. So here, I got you.
Oh, bless.
Take
I keep doing
this.
this.
There you go.
Thank you.
One thing that I think helped me grow is probably the fact that I don't try to be someone else. I'm very open with the fact that like there are things that I like and there's things that I don't like, and I don't mind if you like things that are differently than me, but if you're in my space, I'm gonna stand up for the things that I believe in. I think that's also probably been a turnoff for some people, but that is something that I've been told by many people that they really enjoy that I'm like. Like Moss in the chat was like, we love a soapbox moment. And I'm like, yeah, I will get into it and I will talk about the thing that I like. And maybe you won't like that, but I like to share things that I enjoy. I like to, showcase new people and new things that I like. And I think just being able to be open with my community about who I am and, not try to hide that has helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to think anyway. Where the fuck is the climbing pole guards? Is it this?
Tic-tac-toe poles and
Oh,
then
here.
stools. Oh my gosh. Oh, I see there we go.
Oh, tic-tac-toe pole.
And then
It says the pole guards. It must be here. Oh.
stools. Oh, I know. There is.
Got it.
Oh, did you get the stools?
No, I got the pole guard. Roundabout seat. Roundabout seat? Is that here?
Oh, right here. Yee.
But yeah. There you go.
Hey, nice.
So that, I guess. It says roundabout seat still is 60% clear. What do you mean by that? There's no way, right? Is it this?
Oh. So.
Oh, is it underneath? Oh, it's underneath.
So now I have a question that I feel that you may have answered, but we might dive in a little bit more. How do you navigate taking care of your physical and mental health as a content creator?
I don't.
No, don't say this, Rainy.
If you want me to be honest, I don't.
Don't
I worry.
do this.
That's
Don't do
why
this,
I
Rainy.
tell people. I
Don't
mean,
do
it's,
this.
Small bridge slats, huh? Let me find the small bridge
God.
slats. It's not on purpose.
I know it's not.
I'm really bad at taking breaks.
No,
I'm
not
horribly,
kicking
horribly-
me out again.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're finishing this together.
Yes.
It's not on purpose. It's not on purpose. It's just like sometimes I forget to eat.
Oh.
Sometimes I, don't take a break when I should. I've been actually way better at it. Yeah, I also said I don't drink water, though I'm being better about it. I'm trying to be better about that fact.
You are. You did say these things.
I did. At least I'm honest.
You are. And I appreciate your honesty. I need you to take care of yourself.
My brain goes, you can take care of yourself when you make enough money to take care of yourself.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
is not good. Like, I know that is a struggle I have. Just as a whole. Did I get all the slats? Small bridge floor. Small bridge floor? Small bridge floor. Can I parkour on this? No. Oh, cool. Wait, small bridge floor.
Undersides. Tower lower walls.
I am really confused at... Oh, here's the dirt. Okay. Okay, small bridge floor is done. Next. Slide platform. Slide platform. Oh, down here. I think.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I know that is one thing that, like, I need to work on. Tower floor underside. Tower floor.
I just got it.
Is that here? Oh, is that the tower floor one? Not this?
No. There was one over here. I don't know if there's like another one.
Lower tower wall. Lower tower wall? Is that here?
Tower tabletop shelter.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think that also has to do with, like, the fact that my school is very much like, yeah, if you're not working constantly, then you're wasting time. It's something I'm working on. I'm actively trying to be better about not doing that. Oh,
Fair.
here it is. That's also why I tell people not to do what I do. Have me as the not example, which is hard because people are like, well, I'll work as hard as you. And I'm like, I don't think anyone should physically do what I do. I shouldn't even do what I do. So, table. Oh, we're almost done. Okay.
Yeah.
Large bridge slats. Is this one? What's oh.
Is it these?
It's these things. It's these slats here or on the other side. I'll do them on the outside.
Okay.
There's only 2 of them left. I just can't tell which ones.
Oh,
We
we got
did one of them.
them.
Some way.
Yep.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Got nice.
Tower,
Okay, tower top
table
shelter.
shelter. Tower,
Don't
table
know
shelter.
what that is.
Tower, table shelter. Oh, is it this? Oh. Oh, yes, it's in here.
Oh.
Got it.
Oh. GG's.
Tower vertical struts. Vertical? Tower vertical struts.
Vertical struts. Oh, maybe
Is it these?
these?
Well, it says tower. Isn't it this? Which one is the tower?
Oh. Oh. Oh, right
Oh.
here. Oh, child.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is
Yeah.
here somewhere, but where? Oh, I got it.
You got it.
Oh, but there's one left. Which one? Oh, it's this one. Somehow. It's this one. But where? Oh, here. I see.
You got it.
Yes, I think. Got it.
Hey,
Oh my god, we're so
let's
good.
go.
Oh, we're so good.
We're so
Let's
good. Yay!
go. We did 3 different places and we're like literally have like 5-ish minutes, 7-ish minutes
Beautiful.
left. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Yippee!
Yes.
Oh wait, hold up. I gotta see our progress. Let me
Oh,
let me
yes, me
watch
too.
the
Hold on.
video. Oh, okay.
Wow. Aw.
Oh, it won't show me. It's fine.
Wait, it won't. No.
No.
I'm
it
sorry
it
because you weren't
goes
here the
away.
whole time.
Yeah,
No.
it's okay. It's
I'm sorry.
fine. But
Well, I had a good time.
same. But before you go,
Mm-hmm.
what's one lasting, words of wisdom from Rainy that you would like to provide to the folks, and also obviously introduce yourself once more.
Oh yeah. Well, hi again. My name is Rainy. I am your local magical girl. We do a little bit of everything, as variety is the spice of life. Come make some good memories with us. And I think that the lasting piece of advice is don't be a piece of shit in the background because that shit'll come forward. You might think, oh man, I'm gonna be so good at hiding it. I'm gonna be so good at keeping it secret. Nothing stays secret. Nothing stays secret anymore. So treat people good. Treat people like you treat them out in public. If you wouldn't do it in public, maybe don't do it to somebody.
Yeah.
Obviously that's different if you're like close friends or something and you're making weird jokes or whatever that are known as jokes, but just treat people good. Know that in this space there are gonna be weirdos, and don't feel bad about cutting people out of your life that are not there to help you grow. If they're not there to help your garden, pull out the weeds.
Yep.
So that's my piece of it. That's more of a life advice, but I think it works very well in the content creator sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Make sure to check out Rainy on all their social platforms once more. If you have not seen who Rainy Renton is, get to know them. Check out their content. They're very
I stream
awesome.
4 times a
Very-
week normally.
Yes.
Oh, and my anniversary of 5 years is on Saturday.
Oh,
so we're
see,
doing.
there you go.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Nice. So make sure to drop by. Go ahead and give Rainy Renton a follow. There's where you can find them on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Instagram. So make sure to follow her on all various platforms.
Thank you.
Your local magical
My name is
girl.
the same everywhere.
Yes.
You can Google me and it will just give you all of my names because I made them all the same. I think that's important.
Yippee! 5 years streaming and 1 year's partner. Let's go! Let's go. But thank you, Rainy, for joining me on this wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful venture. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad that I got a chance to nab you for Uppies, for Beauties, and Baddies.
Yes, of course. We should do something else together. That is,
Absolutely.
anything. Because you're lovely.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry we got into like deep talks, but I had
No,
a very
you're
good time
good.
chatting, and thank you. I was very honored. I'm happy you were able to make it happen this month because I know last month we had some rescheduling that we had to do, but that's fine.
Yes. We got it all hashed out. All right.
And if any of my chatters are here, please be sure to check out Blaze when she doesn't have me on because she's lovely. Very, very awesome person.
I be
That
here.
I'm very happy to get to hang out with today.
Yeah. All right. I'm not
Are you
gonna
gonna be
hold
keeping
you.
streaming?
Huh?
Are you
Oh,
gonna
no.
continue streaming?
Oh no, I'm raiding out. I want dinner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, please
I
go
want
enjoy your dinner.
but I am
And
trying
have
to
a
find
fun time
someone. Yes.
wherever she takes you.
Yes.
So bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. That is going to be it for today. But if you enjoyed what you saw here today for Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, make sure to check out Rainy Renton, like I said, and also check out some of the other VODs of multiple our other guests that we've had on Uppies for Beauties and Baddies. You can go check it out via the VODs channel. I have a whole playlist curated from both season 1 and season 2 of Uppies for Beauties and Baddies. So definitely check out some of the other Black, Indigenous people of color because we are out here, we exist, and you know, we do definitely matter in this space. So make sure to check that out. I won't be live until I believe Friday. Actually, yeah, tomorrow. Because we'll be doing Double Blue Truffle, which, yeah, this Luiga collabs. Oh god, I'm not panicking. I'm totally not panicking right now. But I will be having my lovely friend Blue Noel join me, and we'll be doing some IRL shenanigans, some shenanigans on stream, which, by the way, if you have not seen my post on Twitter or Blue Sky, we are going through and basically looking at other people's VTuber designs. It'll be a fun time. We're either determining we will hold their hand in friendship and kiss them 1,000 times, or either go feral over them and bark at them respectfully. So if you want to submit your design to one of those and also see Blue Noel's reaction, because I don't know how involved and invested she is in the VTuber community, but I'm really excited to see her reaction to some of y'all's designs. But also, I would like to meet some other folks in the sphere. So yeah. Drop by Saturday. It'll be, I think, roughly closer to 6 p.m. sometime around that time. But we'll be doing shenanigans literally all this weekend. But let's see if we can find someone to raid. Boom, boom. Which I know I have a few people online. Oh, have we? We haven't raided them in a bit. So I'ma send y'all their way. Oh, see, they've tempted me because there's several folks that I want to send y'all. But it's okay. I'ma send y'all here because it's been a minute since we've raided them. We're gonna go say hi to Honeycat. They're streaming some Marvel Rivals. So also, if you haven't seen Honeycat's design, it is excellent. It's beautiful. Definitely go check them out. And also, they are a wonderful cosplayer. So yeah, be sure to, send them some love, check them out, see if they may be someone that you might want to come back and visit. But copy one of those raid messages. We're gonna go say hi to them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.